bitch. Oh, excuse you? Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Hey, everybody. Welcome, and happy Friday. It's your boy, Chris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we basically talk about all the things going on in celebrity news, pop culture, hot topics, gossip, whatever you want to call it. If it's trending on social media, we chat about it on this show. So, before we get started, can you please do me a solid or a follow? I was going to say a followed. If you can please do me a solid, hit that follow button, that like button, that subscribe button, smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. We do have a lot of tea to spill. I mean, it's not a lot of tea, but it feels like the way we do our show, it always turns out to be a lot of tea, right? So we're going to talk about the Dancing with the Stars season 33 cast that came out. We had mentioned that a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, but I have the full list and I give my thoughts. Plus, of course, last night they revealed the new lineup for Linkin Park. We got to talk about that. Plus, there's some scandalous drama behind the lead singer that they chose. Apparently, she has ties to Scientology. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Lady Gaga, she came out with a new article in Vogue to promote not only the Folie à Deux movie that is not getting the best of reviews, but also she's talking about LG7, and she weighed in on some stuff regarding the current state of pop and all the girls that she likes and things of that nature. Let me turn off this fan because I don't know if it's making all this noise in my ear. But anyway, the pop girls, and I did clock it, but I think she threw a little shade at Miss Katy Perry. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes, it seemed like there's trouble in paradise. They're not friends apparently, because they said yesterday during the Kansas City Chiefs home game, which they won, by the way. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. They were sitting in separate suites, and they saying it might have to do with Miss Mahomes liking a Donald Trump post over on Truth Social. So we're going to talk about that. So politics apparently may be to blame for their splitation. Speaking of Donald Trump, his wife, that mail order whore that he done, bought and paid for from Slovenia. Apparently she has a memoir coming out this month, and she said that she is going to be talking about all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I guess her version of the truth is the same as Donald Trump's truth, which is everything that come out of his damn mouth was a damn lie. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot of pages with a bunch of nothing in it. So we're going to talk about that book and dissect whatever all the things that she said. Plus, Halle Berry then filed another suit against Olivier Martinez in regards to the whole co-parenting drama behind her son Maceo that they share together. So we have an update on that. Plus, Kroy Biermann is still bitching and moaning about Kim Zolciak and her damn spending habits and the fact that he can't seem to get rid of this mansion. We're having to just fucking evacuating the premises and letting the foreclosure people just handle the mess. But apparently, I guess that's not what they want to do. They want to keep dragging this thing out. Plus, we're going to take a deep dive inside Tamar Braxton's 61-day romance with professional gaslighter J.R. Robinson. Well, I believe they were married for 40. Well, I think they were married officially for 46 days before the filation of the divorce happened. The divorce, once they filed the divorce papers, then I think that's why they accumulated and said it was 61 days. But I'm like, if y'all separated damn near a month and some change into the marriage, at what point is it like, yeah, y'all do kind of split that whole thing up? But we'll break all that down. I got all the receipts, the videos, all that other stuff. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks because she did a whole deep dive. And I posted some clips from that as well. But to play with the whole timeline situation, I got all the receipts because that's what we Virgos do. We love doing a little deep dive with some research to entertain y'all bitches. Oh wait, I forgot. I gotta wait a little bit. I just learned this the other day, and I keep forgetting. You have to watch what you say in the first couple of minutes of you going live. Otherwise, they will demonetize you if you curse. So I got to watch it when I be talking. I got to wait at least a good 20 minutes into the show before I can drop a F-bomb. Okay, then we got some Drag Race news. So apparently Willem from Drag Race is addressing if she'll ever go to All-Stars. And I'm like, at this point, I don't even think she has a say whether or not she could come back. They hate her over there. But we'll entertain it. Plus, NLE Chopper, he's been windmilling real hard for the gays, and we live for it. However, recently he went on social media and said he was coming out. Because I got that from a friend of mine this morning, sent me that in our group chat. And I got some thoughts on it, especially since NLE and I share the same publicist. So we're going to talk and things of that nature. So before we get to everything, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also if smash the notification button in case y'all, so that way y'all know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. I see we have Purdue chicken. I thought you were something. No, I'm not talking about Miley. The only one I'm talking about Miley apparently is Keith Urban. Talking about she sound like what he said. She sound like reading her damn vocals. Talking about it wasn't a read. It was a read, sir. I like her little raspy vocals. Y'all gonna leave her alone. Child, I can't go all media. You're gonna have Kempai out here trying to fight me over that title. Or, but remember Wendy Williams called herself Queen of Media, and then you have what was it? Perez Hilton called himself the Queen of Media. I call myself the Duke of the Mess, the Duke of being messy. I'll come up with a title, but I do like the King of all media. These children out here, they're wanting to give me my props and things. I've been doing this shit for almost 20 years. Not to toot my own horn, but sometimes you gotta remind people. I said, "Oh, happy birthday to your grandfather." And you said he 89. And you want to know, shout out to Michael Keaton or Michael Douglas, since that's his government name. A lot of people didn't know that. His birthday was yesterday. Him and no, not Beyonce, because Beyonce was the 4th, he's the 5th. So, we Virgos, we ain't got time for the mess. And you said my mom's a Virgo or September Libra, September 20th. No, September 20th is a Virgo, because my brother, who I can't stand, and y'all already know that, his birthday is that day. And my good Judy Dijon, his birthday is also September 20th. My other friend, Rodney, his birthday is September 21st. So I believe September 22nd is when the Libra season starts. So September 20th is a Virgo. They on the cusp. Sometime when y'all be showing y'all entire ass, I throw y'all off to the Libras. So it's my condolences to Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin being Russian employee. Isn't there a warrant out for them or something or another? You said child was the tea. Oh, child, there's a lot of tea going on. Oh, how you doing? Yes, I'm drinking Gatorade today. I need some sponsors. But anyway, we'll get to all of y'all comments and stuff later on. But let's get into the show. Let me hit my banner. And let's start out with Dancing with the Stars. So apparently they announced who's going to be on the show. I believe, wasn't it like we were doing the show 2 days ago that y'all came and was spilling in who was it? Felix, I think it was telling us some of the people who are on the upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars. And I just kind of gave my little one-off opinion of it. Well, apparently we have the full list. So we'll get to that. So it said that a former traitor, an ex-convict, and 2 U.S. Olympians, and Donna Martin herself, shout out to Tori Spelling, or y'all, with that one with Tori Spelling, are among those in pursuit of a freshly polished mirror ball trophy and a check and some relevance. Because quiet as it's kept, Miss Spelling needs it. Because, all them 5 kids she got and that husband that she no longer with, she do need the monies coming in to support them kids. A lot of school, a lot of school supplies and things to pay for, and probably tuition, because I don't think they in regulars. I don't think her kids are in public school. I think they might be in private school. And I'd have been like, what's up with your husband? And he need to do a couple more Lifetime movies to help support the children, because you didn't have them by yourself. So it said Dancing with the Stars on Wednesday revealed its celebrity lineup for season 33, which premieres on September 17th. On ABC. 2 of this year's contestants, Anna Delvey, an Olympic gymnast, Stephen Nedoroschik, I guess that's how you say his name, they said have already been revealed. I didn't know the part about Stephen, but I did know about Anna Delvey. That one came out first. And this is what I don't understand. Why y'all keep giving people like Anna Delvey a platform? She's a damn criminal. Like, that's her claim to fame. She's a criminal, a white collar criminal, pretending she was a damn heiress, was doing Joanne the scammer, Bernie made all type shit, went to jail for it, and now y'all giving her a platform to extend her 15 minutes of fame. And I guarantee you, if Um, Gypsy Rose Blanchard ass wasn't pregnant. I guarantee y'all, they asked her first, and she was like, "Nah, I can't do it because I'm with child." And y'all don't want her, you don't want that baby rattling around the damn stage while she doing a quick step, and then all of a sudden, her, she go into her early pregnancy. Because I did hear something or another, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she gave birth to her first child 10 weeks early, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think I saw something like that online. Hold on, let me check. Because I do believe that they asked Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And it's funny how I type in Gypsy, that's the first damn thing that come up. I mean, it says there was something about the baby that happened. She posted the ultrasound of the daughter, and it said at 20 weeks. Oh, so the baby didn't come yet. So it basically showed an ultrasound, and it said they showed the baby's head, arms, and hands. And then she responded to a few of her followers' questions, blah, 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 so on and so. Okay, we don't care. That's nothing. I just wanted to make sure if I was correct or not. Apparently, she still got the baby inside her. But they said they noticed something. If y'all care to Google schmoogle, y'all can do that. But we got to continue with the show. Because I don't care about her enough like that to go down to a whole deep dive. But I do believe in my heart of hearts, if she wasn't pregnant, they would have asked her first. I do believe that Anna Delvey was not their first choice. Gypsy Rose Blanchard would definitely give the ratings because she's on the tip of everybody's tongue. Even the Kardashians were smart enough to capitalize on that foolishness by having her on a reality show. But they also said that they'll dance with new pro Ezra Sosa and returning Riley Arnold. And I believe Ezra Sosa was just upgraded to dance regular after that mess that came up with one of the Bella twins, Nikki, when she was married, because she was married to what the hell's his name? Armin, I think is his name. I don't remember. He was also, first of all, I knew him from not Dance with the Stars. He was also You Think You Could Dance. I remember when he was on there. First, Quiet as Kept. I think all them Russian dancers is homosexual. I think all of them is like that. But, they can't say they like the pin, but that's what they be giving me. Artem, that's his damn name. And I ain't even gonna try to pronounce his damn last name. I'm like, that's the one of them long ass name. Good luck to you, sir. I'm not gonna sit up in here and try to. Speaking of which, I just saw a video I was watching Password, and Nikki and her sister Bree was on there with Jimmy Fallon, who was actually pretty good at Password. Shout out to him. And shout out to Keke Palmer, because she always be channeling. It's always seemed like when she be talking or whatever, she be channeling Angela Bassett with her little facial expressions and the way she do her dictions. she be cracking me up. But yeah, so Artem was on. I've been after that situation that came out with him abusing Nikki. I think that's when they got rid of him, and then that's when they decided, oh, now we got to make somebody else come in and take over. So the people who they have that are going to be that have been added to the show are Super Bowl champion Danny Amendola, The Bachelor's Joey, Gratzadeh. I don't know who that is because y'all already know I do not watch The Bachelor. Nor do I care about The Bachelor. I don't know how that shit's still on, but whatever. If y'all like it, I love it. NBA champion Dwight Howard. But of course, Dwight Howard gonna be in there, especially when that came out, that whole situation with him and Miss Kitty, who I don't know what her gender is. I don't know if she a he, she a she, she a Regis or Kathy Lee. I just know that him and her was having a situation. And then there was a situation where him was messing with some dude that was suing him or whatever. So I guess there's a little controversy there with Dwight Howard and his love for, women with dicks at the top. I mean, titties at the top and dicks at the bottom. So then they also said Chandler Kinney from Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, which I know is on HBO Max. And I've heard great things about it because they said you can get a little more explicit with that show versus the one that used to be on basic cable. So then we also have Olympic rugby player Ilona Maher, model Brooks Nader, Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah, she is back on the show. And, Married to Medicine. Eric Roberts, as in father of Emma Roberts. It's funny how they said The Dark Knight, like that was his only claim to fame. Everybody's been in like a shit ton of movie, and that's also Julia brother. Tori Spelling from Beverly Hills 90210, Reginald VelJohnson, Carl Winslow from Family Matters, that y'all can see in the picture, and Jen Tran from The Bachelorette. So that's the recent girl that, from The Bachelorette. Now they got her on there. So, but Nikki Bella actually goes by Nikki Garcia, so she don't go by Bella anymore. And I was like, no shade, but I think John Cena dodged the bullet leaving that girl alone. And so Alfonso Ribeiro and Julianne Hough are coming back as co-hosts. Well, carry on and over. That's how the host always said, or the person on the mic always says her name. Carry on and over. Bruno Tenioli and Derek Huff, because the other old guy, he died. So they got Derek Huff on there. Now, speaking of which, I do wonder, because didn't Julianne Huff say that she and her brother kind of like have like a weird, rough-ish type of relationship? I wonder what's the status on that. Sidebar, I wish I would have thought about doing this story. I might have to save that for next week. But there's a story, speaking of Julianne Huff, there's a story coming out where Ryan Seacrest's worried that his ex is going to start spilling his sex secret tea. And he don't want that getting out. So I'm going to say that for next week when I have the information and stuff in front of me. We got the show put on. I don't want to be stopping and Googling, schmoogling throughout the show just to pull stuff up, just to add a little meat to the, a little extra fat to the meat. So we'll say that for next week. In the meantime, what do you guys think of this story? Are y'all excited for Dancing with the Stars of the upcoming season, or were you more entertained by my reads and all the other stuff that I was throwing up in there about said topic? Because quiet as it's kept, I don't know anybody, like my generation, we not watching no damn Dancing with the Stars. I could care less. Now, I would be curious to see, okay, Carl Winslow, because I grew up watching Family Matters. It was like one of my favorite shows as a kid. I would definitely want to check out of curiosity. Well, I don't even care about Anna Delvey enough to want to sit and watch her, so I don't care. But Dwight Howard, they're doofy. Whenever y'all get them tall ass athletes on it, they be looking so damn doofy. I don't care about him. I do care about Tori Spelling. I would like to see how she fares, and I would like to see how Phaedra does, and I would like to see how Reginald VelJohnson does. No shade, but I kind of think Vendra might go home first, but then hopefully he doesn't. But I just feel like my parents, my mother is like 68, my father just turned 70. So I feel like my parents, my grandparents, like I feel like boomers and maybe the silent generation, if some of them are even alive, might be the ones watching the show. But me personally, I don't know anybody, my generation, I don't know like millennials, Gen Z, don't even gonna add Gen Alpha in it. They probably, with them having the tablets, phones, all this other stuff, they're not gonna be forced to sit in front of a TV and have to watch stuff that your parents would sit there and watch as a family, like we had to pre-internet and all that other stuff, or when the internet was still just a little baby thing and it wasn't as big as it is now. So everybody can kind of go off and do their own thing. So I don't even think like Gen Alpha even care. But if y'all care, or don't care, let me know in the comments down below. Well, it seemed like a lot of people in the comments care because I got a lot of comments, child. Hold on. He said, miss me with those levers. Oh, well, yeah, because I know a couple of them, and y'all be getting on my damn nerves. No shade, but just saying. I had a Libra friend. I had to drop his ass, but he was a September one. And I'm like, it was a gaslighting for me. Save your money if the rumors are true about the Kylie Minogue North American tension at the disco tour. Hammerstein Ballroom is going to get the gayest event of 2025. But like Vegas, it's a matter of WW. Wait, hold the phone. Kylie Minogue is coming out with a tour. If it does happen, bitch, you better believe I'm gonna get my ticket. And I'm putting out for that day because I've seen her twice already. When she came to New York at, I think it was Hammerstein that she did it at. When she came to New York, I've seen her twice, and it was a shitload of fun. The mistake that I made is I should have took somebody who was really more or less of a Kylie fan with me. I kind of took somebody who really wasn't that big. I think they was more of a Madonna fan. It was Chauncey Dandridge. I might know her. I went and I took him to see Kylie, and I was like, you want to know something? I should have took someone else who really appreciates, another DJ friend of mine who was on that. But I don't know. When y'all talking about a college tour is always small, I would have been like, if she does a small show, I feel like at this point she probably should do a little something bigger. Now I'm not saying like she should do Madison Square Garden. I mean, if she does Madison Square Garden, trust and believe that will sell out because the people in New York alone, all the gays and all the, the young girl fans or whatever, the padam jump, bandwagon jumpers at the last minute, y'all might want to come and see her. So she do well there, but it would just be weird because I feel like the same thing would happen to her that's happening, as they say, with the Sweat Tour, which is like, oh, you'll do well in certain spots, but if you decide to take the Kylie Minogue U.S. tour to, say, Nashville, Tennessee, or something or another, she'd have to do the damn Golden tour. I mean, the Golden album, which not a lot of people liked, including myself. So I don't know if that would work or if the fandom would come out. But there's a lot of gays that live in Nashville, so I think that would work. But I think the smart thing for her is to do a small venue and give like a grand arena type of production on a small theatrical stage. You can make it work. Broadway does it all the time. So you can get some dancers, some cool props, all kinds of, like, she incorporated certain things when she did the what was it? Like when she did the Aphrodite tour, obviously she couldn't bring in the water stuff like she did with that tour overseas. But in America, there were certain things that she incorporated from that tour into a smaller venue, and it worked. So she definitely gives a show. It doesn't matter the size of the venue. But Felix said it's only going to be 15 shows. Look, that's more than what we're getting from Linkin Park. They're giving half of that. They're giving 6, and they doing arenas. And we're going to get into Linkin Park in a second once I get through this, but I want to just see what everybody's talking about in the comments. Well, you said what we call the ABC. What happened? Because I saw The View was trending, but I don't know what for. Sidebar: have y'all watched The View yet? What do y'all think about their set? I do like the new set, which I think is in. I think is it in Hudson Yard? It's Hudson somebody. I think all of that shit is in the same location. Shout out to Hudson Yard. And shout out to Sailor Mermaid, because he told me last night that's where he moving. I was a little jealous though. I was like, bitch, you moving to Hudson Yard? You better work. But Whoopi Goldberg, yeah. So I want to know what's she calling out ABC for? I did say The View was trending, but I don't know what for. But yeah, I thought the studio looked pretty big, but then on certain angles it looks small. So I'd have to actually be in there because I have visited. I went on The View a couple of years ago to the old studio, the one they was at before this one, and it was kind of big in there. It's about after the year she has, she should do more major cities. I mean, if she does, I mean, I feel like if she does major cities, should they all be arenas? What's that? But like, I hope she comes to Miami. I think she'll probably do Miami. She should probably do Florida. She only goes where gay clubs happen: Las Vegas, Hollywood, New York, and Chicago. It's always a micro tour for Kylie in the U.S. She only does where her music is played. Well, we'll see because I feel. Ron. I saw your comment. Kylie never did Miami on her 2 US. So, well, look, I feel like she should broaden her horizon and go to different places. If you're going to do a tour, like, do a proper one. But I know she don't want to be out here like Taylor Swift and doing 2 years of promoting that album. And then it wasn't just one album; it was 2 albums that she combined with that whole Eras tour. So she was releasing a lot of stuff in between the tours, and she's taking breaks in between. Which I feel like it should be the new way that everybody does tours now. It's like if you're on tour, I'm gonna give you a tour. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna take breaks in between, and then I'm gonna get back at it. It's like give me a good month or two off. Or if I'm touring for 4 months, I tour for 4 months. Give me a month to decompress, have my fun, do whatever I got to do. First of all, I only need like a week to go out and like relax and do other stuff. And then it's like, okay, another week. I'm doing other things, handling business behind the scenes, whatever the case is. Then the next week we get back to the rehearsal, and then the following week is like, okay, we back on the road because it's like I got to do a little refresher. That's the way my mom would work. And it's her music is played in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Like, of course, like Florida. What about Wilton Manors? Does it get played out there, or is that because I know the old gays like her? They said Yeah. Well, y'all did hear that story allegedly that who was it that said that they saw Carl Winslow getting his back blown out by Diddy? I think he meant TD Jakes, but he got them two confused because they both big backed, dark skinned, and got loud voices. Swallowed. That's why I think he got confused. I do not think he's seen Carl Winslow getting his back blown out, but if that's what you said you saw him, okay, sir. But I don't know if I believe it. Now, here's the situation. Do I believe that he a little, how you doing? Is the Pope Catholic? I definitely get I do get Miss Mamas. I do give that he from, he part of the community, the Rainbow Coalition. I never watched it. Well, don't start now, sir. In the words of Dula Pete, I'm an October Libra with 5 Libra placements in my sun, moon, stars, Mercury. Oh, goddamn. And you said, oh, so we have so you actually know Chauncey. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I haven't seen him or spoken to him in years. But yeah, once upon a time we did a podcast together. This is around the time. So this is why I told you I've been at this for so long. It was short lived, like many other shows that I've done with other people, which goes to show that I'm a one man band and I can't work with other people because y'all don't have the same, no shade, but y'all don't have the same work ethic as I do, which is why I have to do things. But I realize I have to do shows by myself instead of trying to incorporate other people in it. Now, if you want to do something once a week, which is something I'm working on with somebody else, that's cute or whatever. But the others, and so yeah, we did a podcast together. This was around the time when Robin released her Body Talk EP. Because no, it was all EP before it came together as one album. And said she called out ABC for doing. Oh, Anna Delvey. Oh, okay, but I would have too. Pink has been on tour for over a year, and she is one of the hardest working girls, which I'll be trying to pay her no dust. Well, how are you going to tell my damn business to y'all? We aren't friends, because that is the truth, actually. Because I saw him somewhere. I think it was Pride, and I basically just walked past that bitch. But yeah, since the tea is out in the streets, yes, we had a falling out. And I honestly, to be honest, I don't remember what it was, and nor do I care because my thing is, it's like out of sight, out of mind. When I move on from things and people, y'all already know how we Virgos are. It's like, okay, bitch, whatever. Like, okay, so we not friends. We had a falling out. I don't even remember what it was about. It could have been about a disagreement with something. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't remember what it is. We probably have to have a conversation and talk about that. But I'm at a point in my life where it's like once I'm done with people, that's it. And nor do I have interest in rekindling anything with people from my past. So, but I'm like, well, goddamn, I didn't know my tea was out in these streets. I was like, look at Robert knowing my business. But anyway, let's move on and talk about Linkin Park, who yesterday was announced that they got a new singer, which I think we all pretty much knew was coming because there was some countdown that they had put out. And what was it? Okay, so they put some countdown, regarding the thing. I remember there was some people coming, even people in the industry that were sitting there talking about, oh, they got a female singer. They've been auditioning a female singer. Nobody knew who it was. People was making, excuse me, they were speculating. Some people said Amy Lee from Evanescence. I was like, first of all, no. I hope it's not going to be her because as somebody who was growing up in like rock music and listened to a lot of rock growing up in the 90s and the 2000s and stuff, I was like, Amy Lee and Evanescence, I could never get into their music. I always felt it was like this cosplay, goth rock, whatever the hell it was that they was doing. It had nothing to do with her being a female fronting a rock band because I've always liked women rock singers. I mean, hell, I used to listen to Skunk Anansie with Skin, who was like this tall, skinny, black, bald-headed queer woman, which is a tall order to ask for when you listen to rock music. And I don't think a lot of people was rocking with her back then, but she was underrated. She's from the UK, an amazing lead singer. Adam Lambert did a thing on her when he was doing like a documentary or something or another that was on I think what was the IFC, not IFC, it was one of the channels out in the UK, and he did a thing about like queer influence in a lot of the music coming up, especially like in the UK. So we interviewed her. He interviewed I think he had some of the members of Queen in there as well, and he also had oh my god, what the hell's his name, the lead singer from Erasure, Andy Bell. He interviewed a lot of people, and she was one of them. And I also, Shirley Manson from Garbage. Like anytime Garbage put out an album, child, I was front row with all of that. And that's my fellow Virgo sister. So we did hear that there was going to be a female rock singer that was going to be replacing, well, not replace it, because I hate using that word, because I feel like that's the energy that everybody's giving with this whole situation. Where they trying to say, oh, they trying to replace Chester Bennington. Why don't they just go and start over and just not call it Linkin Park and start a whole new band? I'm like, who's doing all of that? And if you go and start a whole new band, what the hell they supposed to sound like? Like Mike Shinoda, the type of, I mean, he had, what is it, Fort Minor? Like he didn't want to do Fort. I don't know. I don't know what the reasons why he didn't want to do Fort Minor. Fort Minor was something that was similar to Linkin Park, in my opinion, but not really, because they focused more in the electronic music type of space, which Linkin Park does incorporate those elements in their music. But why do I have to start over with me in a whole new band with a whole new girl or a whole new singer and it not be Linkin Park? And to me, I feel like the smart thing that Linkin Park did was not go with a male, because I feel like any male singer that would have came in, you would have just been climbing up, it would have been an uphill battle for you from out the gate. You would have never been able to prove yourself and be your own person and have your own identity throughout the whole Linkin Park space, because the fans would have just been on it, attacking you. Oh, he's no Chester. Oh, he can't hit those notes like Chester can. Like, it would have been all of that. And that would have been more depressing on this. He probably would have unalived himself like Chester did. And there's no shade. Let's just call it what it is, because that's why he's not here. He was going through some things and took his own life. So the smart thing I think the band did was bring a woman in, because she has that grit to her voice that is in a way similar to what Chester brought to the band. But as far as a woman goes, like she could really go there with her voice versus a guy who I don't feel like could capture those same nuances and emotions that Chester brought as a singer to the band. She can bring something different. And when I listened to their new song, and I seen the video, I watched the live first, because they came out with a live concert. All of this is on my website, chrisavalon.com, if y'all haven't seen it. Or you can go to the Linkin Park YouTube page. They did an interview with Zane Lowe. They did a live concert, and they dropped the music video for their new single. So I know that was a lot. So it's a two-parter with this whole situation. So, the co-vocalist, because everybody says lead singer, but the fact of the matter is it's always been a co-lead situation. It was always Chester and Mike who would always trade with each other. Mike would do the rap verses, and he would sing every now and again. And we already know that Chester brought that extra sauce to the band. So they took, what was it, like almost 10, what was it? I don't know how long they've been going. What was it, like since 2017, I believe? Yeah, like 7 years. I had to do the math. They took a 7-year break. So with them doing that, I feel like that's enough time for them to recharge, give each other moments to grieve, and to come back with something new and different if they wanted to restart the band. And I do also feel like the co-vocalist, whose name is Emily Armstrong, by the way, and she's from a band called Dead Sarah. I do feel like a female perspective to the group definitely gives something, a different sense of writing style, vocal style, how they can approach the songs differently with a woman there versus a male, it being a whole sausage fest up in there. So it basically said that Colin Britton, a songwriter and producer for G-Flip, I believe, is also that lesbian artist that's married to Chriselle Staus, I think is her name, that's on Selling Sunset. I think that's G-Flip. Millennium and One OK Rock will also join the group as a drummer. The announcement came with a new single, and so they dropped a song called The Emptiness Machine, which I listened to, and I'm like, Okay, well, I watched the live before I watched the music video. The live sounds pretty good, but when you listen to the studio version of the song, I'm like, okay, now I definitely hear like a bit of that, that scream, that gritty scream, or that vibe that Chester brought to the band, but she's also bringing her own thing to it, and that's always like a tough order when it comes to stuff like that, because when people are coming at you with these things, they think, they're going to be ready to be like, oh, she can't sing and she can't do this, she can't do that. And we're not feeling this and we don't like this idea. And like, it's always a criticism. Like, just shut the fuck up and stop being. I wish people stop being so negative off the rip and just take it all in, sit with it. After you sat with it and took in a beat, then you can go and give your criticism. People just be reactionary out the gate or just come in hating immediately. But it's fine if that's what y'all want to do. So they said that the group, which is composed of Mike Shinoda, Brad Delson, Phoenix, and Joe Hahn, along with its 2 new members, will also embark on a 6-day arena tour, hitting LA, New York, Hamburg, London, Seoul, and Bogota. So that would be South Korea, Colombia, London, Germany, New York, and LA. And when the New York part, I believe, is next week, and they're not even coming to my job, which I'm irritated by. They're going to fucking Barclay Center, so whatever. I think probably because there is something going on that same day. I need to look at my calendar to see what's actually going on the same day that they're supposed to be in New York. But hold on. So they said basically LA is September 11th. And you know what I was sitting there thinking? I was like, why don't they have them perform at, if they were smart, MTV? Why didn't y'all like have them perform at the VMAs? The Linkin Park's an iconic band, yeah, but y'all want to be worrying about Chapel Roan and Camila Cabello. That's what they care about, and Shawn Mendes, and what's going to go on with them all coming in the room with each other. That, I think they want, and how many shots of Taylor Swift they could get. I guess that's all they care about. But I would have been like, why not get Linkin Park to show up and perform? But they can't because they're performing at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles. But like we said before, when people was mad at Chapel Roan for canceling her date out in overseas to go perform at the VMAs, why don't you broadcast their show live from there? But then again, we do have to think, well, I don't know what time their show starts. So it could be a 3-hour difference. It will not, it could be. It is a 3-hour difference. New York and LA, 3-hour difference. So I don't know how that would work. So yeah, so they're performing September 11th in Los Angeles, September 16th at the Barclays Center in New York, September 22nd at the Barclays Arena in Hamburg, Germany, September 24th at the O2 in London, September 28th at the Inspire Arena in Seoul, South Korea, and November 11th at the Coliseo Med Plus in Bogota, Colombia. So like I said, I know a lot of people's, because when I was reading the live feed while I was watching the concert, her addition to Emily's addition to the band is mixed, which I can get, it's supposed to be expected when people are allergic to change. And I've said it before, I don't think people they're trying to replace Chester, but the reality is you have to be able to move on. I'm sure, like, you have to realize when somebody takes their own life or somebody dies, it causes a domino effect. And with that domino effect, it's like, okay, we're all affected by this, but yeah, but how as a band do we move on? We can't sit and be like, well, if the if the co-singer is not there anymore, then y'all need to just disband and not bring it back. But then again, we've seen this happen before with bands. Queen, did y'all have an issue? Or maybe y'all did, I don't know. Because I can't remember, one out of sight, out of mind. But when Adam Lambert came in and replaced Freddie Mercury as the new singer, or to fill in, I should say, people seem to have taken into that, and people will go and see the show, and people supported the fact of this happening. Same thing with Journey. I just did their show where they had a new lead singer. New lead singer sang his ass off, was running up and down that stage on key. The fans was loving it. It was packed because I worked at Citi Field when they were performing. Did a full-on stadium tour, and everybody was living. So Journey did their thing. So if we can accept that in other bands, then all y'all out here bitching about this new girl, y'all need to relax. Now, I just defended her, right? But now we got to go in and let have, because the defending was short-lived, because apparently there's some controversy around Miss Mama having links to Scientology. And this is coming courtesy of the Mars Volta singer Cedric Bixler-Zavala, who took to social media to give his commentary on this new chickie chick and Linkin Park's new pig. So, less than 24 hours after Linkin Park made a major announcement regarding a new co-singer, a new album in a world tour, the Mars Volta co-founder Cedric Bixler-Zavala has fired some shots at the band for hiring Emily Armstrong. I forgot. I had to change my banner the lower third real quick. So shout out to Stereo Gum for this story. So they said the group's new member, Emily Armstrong, also of Dead Sarah, made her debut in a live stream concert from Red Studios Hollywood. Her inclusion in the band is already proving controversial, though not for the reasons you might expect. And that would be, she's coming in as this replacement for Chester. But that's not what people are upset about. It's her ties to Scientology. Now, Cedric Bixler-Zavala of the Mars Volta has some history with Armstrong. As y'all can see, there's a picture of them that I have up here. This is when they were together back in 2013. So it was about 11 years ago. Bixler-Zavala's wife, Chrissy Carnell Bixler, was one of several women pursuing SA charges against former That 70s Show actor Danny Masterson, who was ultimately sentenced to 30 years of life in prison for convictions of parallel cases. Masterson is a Scientologist. Both Bixlers used to belong to the church as well, but have been heavily criticized, or I should say have heavily criticized it since departing. Scientologists defending Masterson have waged a harassment campaign against the Bixlers, including allegedly unaliving their doll. According to Bixler-Zavala, one of the people supporting Masterson was Emily Armstrong. It said Armstrong has ties to Scientology too, and she was part of a group of Scientologists who showed up at the courthouse to support Masterson during his trial. In a comment on Dead Sarah's Instagram last year, Bixler-Zavala excoriated Armstrong for her part of Masterson. In light of her involvement with Linkin Park, Bixler-Zavala recirculated the comment on his IG story on Thursday. Here's what it said, and I do have it, so please hold as I pull that up. He said, I'm surprised none of you wrote a letter on Danny Masterson's behalf since your corny-ass singer showed up to support him in the prelims. Remember, Emily? Remember how your fellow Scientologist goon squad surrounded one of the Jane Does when she was trying to leave the elevators? The court sheriffs had to escort her away from your awful cult. Remember when we did the purification run down, Emily? Were you directed to safe point me because of what my wife knew? Why can't you shut your mouth during a detox program where people are going through some rough-ish, but your corny ass is singing like an unsupervised child? Is it because you were born in Scientologists that get a pass? That's what it said. Is it because you're a born in Scientologist? You should have proofread that, but I get it. When you in your feelings, be writing quick. How do you reconcile the homophobia found in the teachings of LRH's book, Dianetics? Do your fans know about your friend Danny Masterson, your R-word friend? Child, yeah, he's spilling tea. Now, the question remains is this. It will be interesting to see if anything comes of this regarding, to them picking this problematic cuckoo cocoa puff Scientologist to be a part of their band. And if people care. But my thing is, I'm sure they all know that she's a Scientologist. I'm sure they vetted her. They looked into her background. Now, she does, out of all the people, well, I don't know who they picked or whatever, but so far, this girl does seem like a perfect fit within the band. As long as she keeps her political, religious belief, whatever, out of the band, then I think people will be able to stomach her. Me, I'm kind of on the fence because it's like, I told her, them Scientologists tried to get my ass when I was in LA. I was like, first of all, I ain't that damn gullible. Well, y'all gonna try to recruit me and y'all fools them. That wasn't happening. So Um, and yeah, it's more prominent out in LA than it is in on the East Coast. We do have a Scientology building in over here in New York, but it ain't like how it is out in Los Angeles. It's a whole nother beast out there on the West Coast. But for the most part, it's like I do wonder because it's like now I'm on the fence. It's like, well, I'm definitely curious to see what she's gonna bring to their upcoming album. Um, that's supposed to be coming out in when is it coming out? I gotta check. Oh, I know the album is called From Zero, and I believe it comes out in November, right? I don't know. I didn't. I'm. Oh, November 15th. That's when it comes out via Warner Records. So I'm definitely curious to hear what the album sounds like. It's 11 tracks, technically 10, because one of the songs is the damn intro. So it's not a lot of songs on it. It's under 30, it's like 30 minutes or whatever the case is. But I could have sworn all of Linkin Park's albums were relatively short. If you look back on the length of the album, like no longer than 40 minutes or less. The albums have always been relatively short. So I'm not surprised that this new album is short. But anyway, so I am genuinely curious to hear what From Zero sounds like and what she's going to be able to bring into this new era of Linkin Park. But when you hear the stuff that's going on in regards of the Scientology stuff and the drastic measures that they go to windmill for this religion of loonies up in Tokus. I'm talking about that because Stand By Me is on one of the streaming services. So that's why I was like, Looney up in Tokus. I love that damn movie. But anyway, so yeah, I'm definitely curious to see like what she's gonna bring to this band or whatever. But yeah, the Scientology stuff does make me feel a little bit icky, and now I'm kind of like on the fence if I even want to support this new era of Linkin Park because now I know that part of the situation. But my question is for y'all: do y'all care about the fact that she has ties to Scientology and all this stuff is coming out in regards of what the lead singer of the Mars Volta is making? You know, the accusations that he's making towards her. I'm definitely curious on that as well as what do you think about Linkin Park and this new era that they're about to step into with this new singer. So whatever your thoughts are in regards to this whole Linkin Park situation, let me know in the comments down below. And speaking of comments, we got a whole lot of them. Let me scroll on down. They said, "Are you familiar with Jack Off Jill? That's an actual all-female band that I've heard." I was about to, yeah, I've heard of them. I was like, Jack Off Jill. That was such a funny name. You know, I forget who used to talk about them. I think it was Chris Jagger, who used to work over at Z100. I believe he used to always talk about that band, Jack Off Jill. I do remember the Riot Girl movement. And it said their new album is 3150 seconds long. I said, you have to be. Their first album is 7 years, and it's a TikTok album. Yeah, and child, if y'all read the latest on the whole Gaza thing, I had to do a whole story on that on my website because there's this whole thing with now artists for what is it, artists for ceasefire or whatever, and there's a lot of celebrities that have signed the papers, including like Mahershala Ali, Ilona Glazer, Mark Ruffalo, Cynthia Nixon, Riz Ahmed, who I just have the biggest crush on Riz Ahmed. I just think he is so cute. But it's like, you know, it's a bunch of them that signed the petition. And the latest stories I was hearing that I was reading because, you know, I don't know if y'all ever heard of the magazine, you got to pay for it. Zatio, I think is how you pronounce it, went through a whole thing where they interviewed somebody from that was in one of the largest hospitals in the Gaza Strip, and the things that these damn military was doing, how they would dress the Palestinians up in military gear and stuff, and they would send them into the tunnels because all the dogs that they had got blown up. So they would send the Palestinians in to see if they can kind of go through there so that they get blown up. And the things that they were doing, the shooting, running people over with tanks, and like reading all that, I'm like, this is absolutely disgusting. Which makes sense as to why they're trying to create this whole thing. And it's like, don't come at Kamala because Kamala, as a vice president, doesn't have as much power as a lot of y'all think. This needs the you know the fish head stinks at the top. So we need to go at Biden with this because he could stop this whole situation anytime. Stop sending weapons and things over to these people. You said, did you hear that live they had on their channel? It was not. Yeah, that's what I think you're talking about. The live concert. It was like, yeah, I watched it. And yeah, them vocals she was struggling a little bit. And I'm like, sis, you were doing well on the new stuff that you were doing. But in regards of you singing Chester stuff, I need you to bring your own situation. This is my only issue that I have with the live. I need her to find her own way through that music. Don't try to go in there trying to do what Chester did, because then people are going to start. Now she trying to be Chester, because y'all was thinking they're only going to do it to the men, but I feel like she needs to find a way to just make the sound work for her. And if she has to cover those songs, it's kind of like when you listen to Adam Lambert sing old Queen songs. He's not up in there trying to sound like and be like Freddie Mercury. He's putting his own he's putting his own spin on the songs. I was trying to find a damn word, but spin was the best I can come up with. um, yeah, he's trying to interpret it in his own way, and I think that's what people relatively like. It wasn't he was trying to be up in there and sing like him, and that was always my issue with people that would go on these stupid shows like American Idol and all that other stuff. Is that y'all be up in there trying to be like you're trying to sing like Celine and Mariah and all these other people instead of just giving your and Whitney instead of just doing your own thing. Go up in there. How would you interpret the song? And speaking of which, Robert, I did watch that video that you sent me where they was reading Cheryl Cole for miming, as the Brits call it. We call it lip syncing, but they call it miming over there. And it was a cackle because Melanie was like, I support X Factor because my girl Melanie B is on there, but that show, she said, I hate that show. Started laughing. But it was I have a friend who went to see Jack of Jill once in the 90s. Their single is number 2 on iTunes. Also, Camila Cabello reissued deluxe album is number 31. Okay. My name is Jasmine Masters, and I have something to say specifically about Camila Cabello. I know why the music ain't hit. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. She also has a live concert special on Apple TV that I kid you not, finished watching before I started the show today because I knew something about Camilla was going to come in these damn comments. I just felt it in my spirit. And I watched the show. It wasn't bad. There were camera shots that were irritating me though, because y'all were trying to do these stupid POV shots where y'all had Camilla in a mask that had a camera on it and then like dancing and they're showing like these hardcore Henry POV shots, which was annoying. It's like, I don't want to be in your head while you're dancing. Like we're doing it. And it was just a mess. I didn't like those shots. I didn't like, some of the decision, man. Then she's like riding on the bike throughout the thing, and then they have like the little ramp for the BMX bikers. It was just like and then she had like this one of the little spinning things that you see in the playground. Like it was trying. I don't know what was going on this day. It was just a lot going on. It looked like it was just messy all over the place. She even read her own hair for the fact that my hair is blonde and broken. I'm like, nobody told you to bleach your damn hair and fuck it up. You could have still made it. I mean, the music and everything, I have to say, like people were trying to say she's trying so hard to be like Charlie XCX. I actually think that we need to rephrase that. I don't think it's Charlie XCX she's trying to copy off of. She's like the album when I listened to a couple of songs, especially when she performed more of the CXOXO stuff in this live performance that she did out in Lisbon. It's more Rosalia than Charlie XCX, especially when you listen to some of the songs that's got those those Spanish hand claps, like those flamenco hand claps and stuff that you hear in the background. Shout out to my Spaniards. That's also a side of, my family. So, excuse me. So there's a lot of that's in there. So I was like hearing a lot of that, but I just feel like people just don't feel like it's genuinely her. She's not really selling it. It just came across as disingenuous, like the whole live show and the way she was trying to be with the audience, like talking to them during certain parts. It was like you were trying to fit in so much before that track started. That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like you were literally in the moment, you were present. It just felt a little too choreographed for me. Choreographed, but also sloppy, if that makes sense. If y'all happen to see the show, let me know. But yeah, it was a mess. But she was trying hard though. Yeah, Scott Hahn, who was in the background pressing them buttons, like doing that. with the little camera on him. I seen the little camera. And it was like albums are short nowadays. Like Robin's last album was barely 40 minutes. I mean, yeah, I'm so over the whole short album thing. Like I want long albums. Shout out to Beyonce, who's still giving us what we want. She's giving us length. Because if y'all can take length of your butts and your cootie cats, y'all can take a length of an album. Speaking of which, speaking of albums, there's a lot of music came out today. Black Mona Lisa Volume 2 with Billy Porter. I don't know if y'all heard it. I haven't heard it yet. If y'all heard it, let me know if y'all like it or whatnot. I couldn't even get through Black Mona Lisa 1, so you can imagine how I feel about Part 2, which is an EP. Also, Infinite Icon came out today. So Paris Hilton released a new album. First album in like a decade. Well, 2 decades, right? Because When It Stars Are Blind come out 2003. So, and then she released her sophomore album. I have not listened to. Actually, I lied. I did take a little gander over to her website, not her website, to her YouTube channel because she was live streaming it, and I did hear a little bit. Like I rewinded a little bit to one of the songs that she was singing on because one of the songs that she did play, she was playing what's her damn name? Sia, who I believe had a hand in a lot of the songs for the new album. I'm like, why is Sia singing on this? When's Parents coming in? So yeah, I didn't really hear the album yet, but I'm gonna check it out this weekend. He said, your point is well made regarding the sausage fest. Oh, so you're not feeling new Linkin Park? I think maybe the reason why I'm like really hoping like this album does well is because I'm kind of in my rock nostalgia bag. Like I'm excited for the new Marilyn Manson music. Like so far he released 2 new songs and I love both of them. I've been seeing a lot of his live performances from the tour he's currently on YouTube. So I've been liking what I've been saying. He didn't even do New York. I'm mad because I would have definitely bought a ticket to go see Marilyn Manson. I've seen Marilyn Manson at least 3 times in concert. So I would have loved to have seen him perform. But I think he did Jersey. I'm like, oh, so you Beyonce? Y'all don't do New York no more? Y'all too good for New York? Y'all gonna go to Jersey? Whatever. But yeah, I guess AAA said they ain't like Linkin Park music. We used to get a good hour and some change. That's why I said I live for not Cowboy Carter, but Renaissance. That was a long album. I've missed that whole thing. I don't want to be in and out with a record. Well, like, damn, that was it. That felt anticlimactic. You said these people these days are lazy. Well, it's probably because I wonder if it's the more songs you put out, the more expensive it is. Oh, you know who also released the album, an EP? So everybody releasing music. A fellow YouTuber by the name of Armand Wiggins. He been, he promoting the heck out of his music. I don't know how well it's doing, but you know what? Shout out to anybody that want to be out here doing other things. We don't all just want to be up in here running our mouths about celebrities. Some of us have talent in other places as well. So shout out to him. So we used to have it like that. Yeah, I think we were spoiled back. Or were we spoiled, or was it that we just didn't realize the good thing we had? And now that we're looking back on it, it's like, damn, I miss the old days where albums were pretty long. We had like a whole variety of music. Like we could spend a lot of time with that album. Now it's just like people's patience is non-existent. LP. Oh, you're talking about that? Wait, is that Linkin Park needs a single? They have a single. They released a single. They opened their live show with their new single. Here's a Linkin Park tour store. Nah, Linkin Park tour starts next week, and people aren't happy because it's like surprise announcement and no way of knowing. Yeah, that is true. Because here's the thing: what I don't think Linkin Park realizes, and I'm telling you, as somebody who works in the live music department, there is a lot of tours kicking off already. September is already crazy packed with people going on tour, and tickets are not cheap. Like I told her, I looked at, thank God I work at Madison Square Garden because I would not be able to afford a ticket to the Charlie XCX Sweat Tour. You know how expensive them damn tickets are? I was looking at $1,200 and that's not even for the floor. So I'm sitting there looking at them prices. I'm like, y'all got to be out your damn mind with them prices. That's why I think that was one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to work in a live music department. So that way I get the opportunity to experience and see shows that I would want to see instead of having to scrape up money when I got other bills and things that I have to attend to. Rent, food, transportation. Like there's so many things that goes into where we spend our money. And now Linkin Park's fan base, they're like I would say 30, like early 30. I think there's still some younger people that's who are younger. I think there's a lot of Gen Zers, younger ones, maybe even some in their mid-20s that are Linkin Park fans, and 30s and mid to late 40s, because when you look at Mike Shinoda is like in his late 40s. He's like, I think 47, 48. So I think it would be slim. We're just gonna have to see. But look, they doing a Barclays Center, so I don't know how well them tickets gonna sell. And I heard that Barclays is a much smaller venue, and then because I work with somebody who actually works at the Barclays Center, I actually trained him the other day. Because he's a new hire, and then when we were talking, he has the same name as me too, which is funny. And he was telling me that he works at a Barclays Center. And I'm like, I heard that some people said, because I would tell y'all, a bar when I worked Nicki Minaj's last concert told me, they was like, oh, y'all venue was way better than Barclays Center. And I told him that, and he was like, yeah, the way that our venue is set up is way better than working at the Barclays Center. He said everything is a lot tighter. You ain't the only one. To my some need to bend Shawn Mendes. Get in line. And it's have a feeling they might eat with they might eat. We talking about eat as in like positive, or eat as you talking about eating her box? Is she even into men? I get lesbian, but then again, if you're part of Scientology, they homophobic. So he said Mars Volta coming out of the woodwork to throw shade. First of all, I couldn't name not one Mars Volta song. I remember the Mars Volta back in the days of the Killers. That was like 100 years ago. But I don't think they even had like, they weren't even popular that way. I tried getting into music. I never get into it. It was just like these old big haired, glam me rock. Like they were kind of like, I don't want to say a poor man version of the Strokes, but they kind of gave me that whole vibe. Like when the Strokes, all of them came out, the Mars Volta, all of them it was like a plethora of that type of music that came out at the same time. That 70s rock look, but it was more modernized for the 2000s. I love that 70s show. Sad that I wasn't even mentioned in the new 90s spinoff, even though Mila and Ashton still made cameos after. And are people still mad at them for supporting Danny Masterson? Because remember, they came out and wrote a whole letter and supported a friend. Tessa was an original vocalist. You could tell the poor thing had demons. Well, yeah, which hence is why he took his own life. He was a tortured soul, very talented, as most are, but a tortured soul. Kind of reminds me of Chris Cornell in that same vibe. You say, yes, you could. This is the kind of given Van Halen 1998. Yes, you could tell Chester had a lot of demons. Yeah, he definitely did. It said not blonde and broken. Look, that's what she said about her damn hair. I was like, girl, ain't nobody telling you get up here and read your own damn hair that you decided to bleach. Or maybe it wasn't her. Maybe it was the label that she's on that was like, okay, you got to change your whole look. You need to get a little more edgy because the Senorita stuff and the Havana stuff is not working. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna play a couple of my hits. I'm like, girl, you only played two of them. All the other music was from like your new album. So whatever. Oh, you said early 2000s. Thank you. What is she doing releasing the album? That's what I said. Because I was sitting there like, Paris, we were not listen, we were not, girl, you was not that girl when it came to releasing music. You wasn't even that girl when you released your first album. So I like the whole Eras thing, and we still side eye her the fact that she's a DJ. But for the most part, I'm like, girl, we ain't asked for this. But like Robert said, Paris said it's for the gays, as they're her biggest supporters and the greatest people in the world. Well, her husband's the only hetero allowed in her circle. Did she use the F word towards somebody once? #1 on R&B and top 15 on all genres. Imagine they bring back Family Values tour. I remember that tour. Limp Bizkit, Korn. I believe Rammstein was on that too. Linkin Park was also on that. Child, I still remember that damn Rammstein performance when they did Buck Dish, and he actually pulled out that fake dildo and started squirting over fuck him in the butt. I don't know, when I first saw that video, I mean that performance, I was like, literally like, my face literally looked like Stuart Price when, remember that scene when Madonna had Iggy Pop on stage and he was doing all that foolishness, and then Stuart Price was there with his mouth, with his jaw wide, like what the fuck? That was me when I saw that. I was like, wait a minute, y'all can get away with that on here? But then I saw a Rammstein documentary on Prime Video, and they actually talked about that when they did their US leg. They got arrested for incorporating stuff like that in their show. I'm like, Americans is so goddamn uptight. I was like, I don't mind the same sex stuff or the controversial stuff. I'm like, damn, y'all need to get. I just hate like how tours are so like straightforward and lame and boring. Like nobody really wants to take risks and do crazy shit on stage. Said, roll me a joint, a zone out on a 70-minute LP. Well, I don't offer Lady Gaga a joint because she don't smoke weed no more. That's what she said. We're going to get to that in a second. Yeah, blonde and broken. Talking about her hair. We could all probably talk about her personality too. Oasis is now launching an investigation by the British government because the tour prices went higher than advertised. Well, where the hell have they been? You know, when it comes to Ticketmaster, all that other stuff, whenever you put out a certain price for the tickets, these middlemen that come in, they want to skyrocket and hijack the prices. Ain't nobody paying $900 for no damn people strumming a damn guitar singing some fucking Wonderwall. I know I wouldn't be. So, um, and I feel like this lies the problem with a lot of these live bands, like or just concerts in general. Y'all are taking the fun out of everything. Like, yeah, we were willing to spend all that money because it was the pandemic and we were desperate to get about the damn house. So we didn't mind spending the money that we were spending at the time. But now that COVID and everything, COVID is always going to be around in different variations. But now that is no more a pandemic, everybody having to be kept cooped up in the house or whatever, y'all could bring them damn prices down. Y'all ain't gotta be out here trying to price gouge us and take advantage of us financially. Like, stop it. But it's like Ticketmaster and all these other people, this thing like we just gonna be dumb and just paying for whatever. And this is why when the day of comes, y'all get desperate and y'all be dropping them tickets to like $25. Celebrity, you're a poor person. Your money is my money. I'll see you at Wembley trashing you in my Prada suit saying thank you for the 250 million. Mars Volta got those 90-minute prog rock albums with 15-minute songs that bleed into each other. Well, I do like that psychedelic rock. That's why I was like trying to say it was like giving like the Strokes and all this stuff. It kind of has like that vibe. Prog rock. Fraggle Rock. Remember that show? Yeah, it definitely was a key. Like I said, they want you to spend good money to arrive at the Champagne Super. Okay. Ain't that a Drake song? But anyway, let's move on and talk about, because we had to get through all those. I went on this whole music tangent, but it happens. Let's talk about Lady Gaga, or the Gaga, as I like to call her, Gaga, who was opening up about a lot of things. She's talking about this Folie à Deux movie, which when we were doing the show the last time, Robert was giving us the heads up, talking about there was mixed reviews. And then I've seen other pundits as well as the Rotten Tomatoes score and everything came out. The reviews was coming out, and yeah, they're pretty mixed. A lot of people were like, I heard that even the score is less than the first one. And to be honest, before I get to my honesty, one of my other followers on social media was saying they don't care if the movie's good or bad as long as Lady Gaga does a good job, and I'm sure she will. I think, say what you want about Lady Gaga, but here's the thing, and I will say this, and I'm sorry, Madonna, but I won't have to hit you with this straight. The one thing I will say that Gaga has over Madonna is she is a better actress. There, I said it. And y'all know I live for Madonna, but I got to be honest. Gaga is the better actress. So she definitely can give it in regards to the performances and stuff on stage. So she definitely kills it in the acting department. House of Gucci was trash, but she was good in it. I liked her in A Star Is Born. So Gaga's definitely been doing her thing as an actress. I even liked her when she played a vampire on American Horror Story. Y'all already know I have a love-hate relationship with American Horror Story. because it always starts out, the first 3 episodes always starts out good, and then y'all just start going off the rails crazy. And I'm like, what the hell am I watching? And what is this season even about? So, with that being said, because I almost lost my damn train of thought, I'm like, what are we talking about again? Let me pull this Gaga picture. So, she has a new album that's coming out in February, the follow up to Chromatica. We don't have a name yet, so we'll just call it LG7 for now. So, she's been promoting the new movie that's supposed to be coming out in October. Like I said, it got mixed reviews. A lot of the pundits have been talking about it. A lot of people say, like, it's just not good. And I've always wondered, like, okay, so how much of musical are we getting in this whole thing, too? But that's neither here nor there. I guess I'll wait until the movie comes out. I'm not going to the movies to spend money on it because I've told y'all before. I guess maybe I'm one of those rare birds. I did not like the first Joker. I thought it was just a poor man derivative version of like a Scorsese movie from back in the 70s. Like, I love Mean Streets. I love Taxi Driver. I like that whole vibe. But that's what I felt like Todd Haynes was trying to get with this movie. And it was just not giving me what I needed. I just looked at it like, okay, this is like, y'all hype this damn movie up, and I'm watching. I'm like, that's it. This is like, it wasn't giving me that same thing that everybody was hyping. I didn't see what the hype was all about, is what I'm trying to say. But in regards to this situation, she basically said in Vogue magazine that she stopped smoking weed because when she fractured her hip during the Born This Way ball tour about 10 years ago, she started feeling pain from fibromyalgia, a chronic disorder that causes muscle pain. But then the Chromatica tour was an epiphany, she said. She said Michael, who was her fiance, and I did the tour together. And his name is Michael Polanski. She said, I did it pain-free. I haven't smoked pot in years. I've changed a lot. I feel like this new album in a lot of ways is about that time from a place of happiness instead of misery. And now Michael and I are really excited to organize our lives and our marriage around our creative input as a couple, which is really different than like doing what other people want you to do. Well, here's the thing. As long as you don't teeter over into Jennifer and Ben Affleck territory with your relationship, then I'm definitely curious to hear what this new music and this new era sounds like when we get album number 7. Well, yeah, album number 7. I was thinking Katy Perry, because Katy Perry, I had lying about how many records she put out. To my 6. Ma'am. We're not going to forget about Kate Hudson. Now, speaking of Katy Perry, I like that segue. Speaking of Katy Perry, apparently, word on the street is that Lady Gaga threw a little shade at Miss Perry in the latest issue of Vogue magazine, where she was talking about, the current state of pop girlies. So Lady Gaga is expressing her admiration for some of the biggest names in music today, and if you were paying close attention to her strategic answer, she left out the Teenage Dream singer who once upon a time she was friends with. Now, speaking of Vogue, for the mag's October cover story, Gaga, whose follow-up to Chromatica drops in February, mentioned Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, and Chaperone and said, I really love them. I go on the internet and cry. And I love Taylor Swift too. And Kesha. I watch it all and I'm like, yep, go, just go. This is what she added, becoming emotional. I'm not only cheering them on, I want them to know that my heart is in it with them and I want them all to feel really happy. Now, in that comment, what I just read, like I said, now, did y'all catch what she threw down? Because she said that she pays attention to all of it, which means she's been paying attention to the Katy Perry drama that's been going on with, what's her name? With her and Dr. Luke and that whole drama and the fact that they have them up in there, the drama that they dealing with. So I should give y'all a refresher in case y'all don't remember. Back in 2017, court documents were unsealed where a judge ruled that the singer defamed her former music producer, Dr. Luke, in 2016 text messages she sent to Lady Gaga. Now, Gaga also got into a heated verbal exchange with one of Dr. Luke's lawyers while being deposed as part of the long legal battle between the producer and Kesha, according to court documents recently unsealed and reported by The Blast. At one point, Gaga tells Luke's attorney that she should be ashamed of herself and was talking about that how she didn't want to testify because it also ignited some trauma that she was dealing with her own sexual assault that she endured, back in the day. Now, as previously reported, Gaga credits her fiance Michael Polanski, who not only making her feel happy, but also inspiring LG7, which is what she's calling her new album for now. He was like, "Babe, I love you. You need to make pop music." This is what she told Vogue. Polanski adds, "Like anyone would do for the person they love, I encourage her to lean in and to the joy of it. On the Chromatica tour, I saw a fire in her," he adds. "I wanted to help her keep that alive all the time and just start making music that made her happy." And I will say this, he ain't the only one that saw the fire in her, because I did watch that Chromatica Ball tour on HBO Max. And you definitely saw the fire in her. And I remember that I didn't get the opportunity to work her tour. Hopefully I will next year when she does. But when, the people that worked her tour told me, it was like, oh, there's a couple of people that they've seen that puts on a phenomenal show, and they named Lady Gaga with her last tour. And I will say this: say what you want about her copying this one, that one, the other one, but Lady Gaga definitely, when she's in it, and she will give you a damn show. She don't play. So I have to, I always like to be like, I got to be honest and give people their props when I need to, and then when you do some shit, I got to read you. Everybody else be up here trying to kiss your ass, whatever, because they want a feature or a video, an interview, whatever. I don't care about all that. But which is why when I was watching that Kayla Says video, where they was talking about like people not interviewing celebrities, or when they interview celebrities, like with the whole Katy Perry situation, where she did the Call Her Daddy podcast or whatever, and the people don't actually ask the questions that need to be asked, like the journalists did back in the day when you had Diane Sawyer went in on Whitney Houston with the whole crack is whack thing, and then remember when Brittany was having her little situation where she was being blamed for a lot of the stuff, especially that Justin was gaslighting her and all this other mess that was going on. So there was a lot of that over the years where you had the journalists who would go in and be like, yeah, I'm not letting you off the hook with a lot of stuff. And a lot of these people that do these shows, they're not going to do that. A, because they don't know what to do. And it's probably because, and here's where I feel like this is an excuse. When I was coming up, I didn't have the resources where I was like, okay, now I feel like in the era of social media, we can go in and we can build things the way we want to build it and create what we want to create, because there's a platform for that. And you can create a persona, whatever. But people like myself, and I'm sure there's others, took inspiration from other people and studied other people, but also put your own thing on it. Like I told y'all, the people that I've always looked up to and admired. I lived for Oprah and her interview style. When I was growing up as a kid, my grandmother watched Donahue, so I always liked how inquisitive he was about stuff. Also, Howard Stern, Wendy Williams. There was always those people, and I just took a little bit of what they do, and I put my own little seasoning on it. And now you have what you have. And I feel like a lot of these podcasters aren't really doing that. Y'all need to look at the people. Who are the people that inspired you to get into this space? Or is it because, I'm just white and pretty and skinny and I have privilege and I just want to get up here and I just want to go viral? Because if that's your whole thing of wanting to get these big interviews, then you're in it for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. But if you really want to go in without that journalism degree, it's like at least just in your mindset, okay, she didn't even answer the damn question in regards to the whole why you working with Dr. Luke. And so I definitely see, like, you know what, Lady Gaga doesn't particularly care for Kesha. I mean, not Kesha, for Katy Perry. And according to Perez Hilton, he said back when he and Lady Gaga was friends, she used to talk shit about Katy Perry. And I'm inclined to believe him. Like, I don't think that Perez would lie, because a lot of people always say, like, oh, he's an opportunist. He's that. I mean, he'll happily admit that any kind of publicity is good publicity for him as long as you talk about him. And we come from that school. Like, as long as my name is in your mouth, we don't give a fuck what happens. Now, if you say some falsehoods or whatever, yeah, you'll get cussed out. But if I'm on the tip of your tongue and in the radar, I don't give a damn what you say. You can call me he, you can call me she, you can call me Regis and Kathy Lee, as long as you call me. Shout out to RuPaul for that one. He used to always say that back in the day. So look, so he and I are from the school of that. But I don't think he would lie in that sort of thing, because he was like, okay, well, he tried to rekindle things with Gaga. She didn't want to do it. That's her thing. If she don't want to rekindle with people, like I say with me, if I don't want to rekindle, what we was talking about earlier, If you don't want to rekindle things with people because you have a falling out and people do things to you that it's like, okay, bitch, you tried me, like I can't trust you. Then there's no going back in that. I just need to leave you where? Back there in the past. I'm not interested in rekindling anything with you. If I see you out in the street, hey, how you doing? Whatever, whatever. That probably explains why you ain't seen me at Madonna Worship, some of y'all, in a while. For that, for that tea getting out that Robert spilled. Apparently my tea is in these streets. But I had a falling out with a certain somebody, but whatever. So I say all this to say I'm with Lady Gaga on this, and it's like Lady Gaga knows damn well. It's like, okay, Katy Perry is a mess. She seems to be really behind, like going in and letting half in regards of like she's really pushing for this album to be a thing. And I don't think at this point, because the way she's going so hard for um Dr. Luke, I don't think she realizes as hard as she go. And I don't care how many times you want to talk about that you give head to Orlando Bloom for doing the dishes. If that's gonna be your hook to get people to listen to this album, sis, it ain't gonna work. Because there have been people who have given head for less or for doing less. So I do feel like in regards of all of that, that Gaga did throw a little shade at Katy Perry. But I ask all of y'all, do y'all think? Now it's getting hot in here, so I gotta put this fan on. I was hoping it don't make no noise. But anyway, so what do y'all think about this story? Do you think, based off of what I read, that Lady Gaga did throw some shade at Katy Perry? Me personally, I think she did. Because like I said, Gaga is calculated, she's very strategic, she knows what she's doing. She says she pays attention to what's going on in pop culture and all that other stuff. So um she's definitely going to be coming, she knew what she was doing, and she was throwing some shade at Katy, and rightfully so, because I feel like Katy's a messy, and a gaslighter, and gonna sit up in here and try to act like, the reasons of why what she did. And like I said before, what she should have did was just been honest in that interview and just said that you don't believe Kesha, and the only reason why you are willing to be friend, you want to work with Dr. Luke is to recapture what you did back in the Teenage Dream era, which quiet as it's kept, Katy was only popping for like a decade. Aren't we like 20 years almost into her career? She ain't had a hit since the Witness era. So I just feel like, girl, you are, even though you ain't been around long enough to be a legacy act, you are of the past. I don't think these new generation cares about what you got coming, but you get an A for effort, I guess. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. See, I thought I could at least try to rotate it. I'm like, that ain't working. I'm having a moment up in here today. But anyway. Okay, so Brown Bunny says the Israeli military-ish and American activists in the head. Oh, you said pop out. An American activist in the head today. Where's the outrage? Well, look, they've been doing a lot of this crazy. The Israeli military have been out of control. And here's the thing, they've been filming a lot, and I forgot to mention that too. They have the footage on drones. They have the footage on their own phones that they've been doing and posting. They said they've been posting it on TikTok. So where are the TikTok videos of these military people doing this craziness to these Palestinians? They're starving them out. They said at one point that the people were dying of thirst so bad because they were in a hospital for 6 days without food or water, that they were drinking water from the toilet. That's how bad it's been. And how the military have just been shooting everywhere. They don't care who they hit, men, women, children, elderly. As long as if you Palestinian, you got a target on your back. So that's what they basically been doing over there. And the fact that there is no outrage, that the fact is they went and pulled up this whole thing, but the six hostages were killed. And it's like, yeah, because Netanyahu dragged his feet. He's not interested in a peace treaty. He's not interested in a ceasefire. And that's why they were killed. Now, we're not trying to say that Hamas is innocent. Nobody is windmilling for them, except if you are a pro-terrorist. The Palestinians are not with him, and neither is Israel. So I hate the fact that they try to be like, well, you want to lump all these people in some situation. So I can say that about us. So does all of America make up of the January 6 people, or these radicalized groups? No, we don't all agree with that. So for people to try to lump all of that into the whole thing with Palestine, like thinking that, oh yeah, we're just gonna kill every last one, like to me that's crazy. How y'all just out here killing everybody for just for being who they are. There's mass genocide. And the fact that our president is not doing anything about it. Like you can stop sending shit over to this man to continue to kill these people. And so I'm pissed at Joaquin right now, but he was looking like a snap. Yeah, he was getting on my damn nerves too. Oh, you mean dodging all the questions like Neo dodging bullets in the Matrix? Dodging all them questions about the gay movie that he was supposed to be in. Yeah, we talked about that in the last show. He should have known that was going to be one of the main questions coming. But look, I don't care about that damn movie no more. The movie I'm really excited about is Queer, the Luca Guadagnino movie with Daniel Craig. I want to see how much sex he gonna be having with Omar Apollo up in that movie as well. Is he gonna be showing butt cheeks? And that's gonna be an interesting contrast because Omar Apollo is relatively tall, and I don't think Daniel Craig is that tall. Daniel Craig gives me like 5'9", 5'10". Omar Apollo is 6'5", but I'm sure everybody's the same size lying down, as they say, right? So they said, I was told she was underused in Joker. Yeah, I've heard that as well. That there is that she was one of the complaints is she is underused in the movie. And if you're gonna do a story about Harley Quinn and the Joker, you do know that she is just as prominent. She's just as much a prominent part of Joker's life than any other couple. So she should have been utilized. Gaga absolutely is a better actress. Madonna should be happy with the Golden Globe. Okay. What to do when a star is? I said, good point regarding Joker. Point well made. Scorsese already did this and did absolutely, and that's why I feel like I've seen that already. And what used to always irritate me, I have trauma from that damn stairwell that they show in that movie too. Because once upon a time, when I joined the circus, a friend of mine who was my manager lived up them steps on the opposite side. You have to go up them steps to get to the other side of you in the Bronx. I will never climb that goddamn stairs again. That's why I'm like, I hate, that's one of the particular scenes I hate. And people have come to New York to turn that stupid stairwell into a monument or something that they want to take pictures on. So I hate those stairs for that reason. There's an unfortunate Madonna things. People want to see Madonna play a version of who she is. She changes the character each time to her real life, that when it's like Madonna playing Madonna again. Yeah, that's true. It's like I was like, I gotta take a minute with that, but I understand what you're saying. You're trying to say like Madonna's not someone who is willing to disappear into a character. It's like when they cast her, it has to be similar to her personality, like a Breathless Mahoney or her character in Body of Evidence or something like that. Like you're not really disappearing into the role. Part of being an actor, and this is probably why Beyonce ain't excel at that either. She was not willing to relinquish control. You have to, as an actor, you have to give into what you're playing. You cannot be up in there like trying to control everything. You have to actually disappear into the part that you're playing. And Madonna was not one of those that was willing to disappear into playing the certain, playing the certain parts. It says, you read right. Gaga keeps her ears to these streets, as you should. If you're an artist, you need to be paying attention to who's clicking at your heels. Especially like when you're a veteran in the game and you see these young up and comers coming up in the business. And see, this is the problem that I've always said, and I hate to have to bring her in this, but this is why I wish that some of these rap girlies would take a page out of the other girlies' handbooks. Lady Gaga out here giving, because she is that girl right now, just like how Cardi B should be that girl, but these new generation girls looking up to her. Gaga is that new generation, is that girl that is considered a legacy ad that a lot of these younger girls are coming up behind, because she's been in the business for over 15 years. So when she mentions Billie Eilish, Charlie, and Chapel Roan, and all these other girls, it's like, yeah, they're coming in with like the crazy, the electronic music, the crazy costumes, which Chapel Roan is, and all the other, and the way they do their stage performances and stuff, which we all know, like Madonna is the blueprint of the stage performance, and the way people do their sets, and the 3-act thing, and on the stage, y'all know. I don't need to break all that down, but That's why I feel like that's what's become of that. It's like she is that girl. And the thing is, at least she's praising them and not being like, well, Madonna did. She's not me and and never will be. I do love that song though. You want to know what was Madonna? I was just thinking about that. Like, what was Madonna's last hit? Was it from MDNA? I don't think any of the songs from Rebel Heart charted, except on the dance charts. Child, you can forget about Madam X. Um, yeah, so I think Rebel Heart and then Madam X, I don't think did that well in the charts. So I think MDNA, that was like the last time she charted. But look, Madonna had a good run. She been putting out music for like what? Well, she's been like having her finger on the pulse of the charts for like 3 decades, I will say, even though she's been in the business for like 40 plus years. But 1984. Well, no, 40 years, 1984. So it was like the past 10 years was like, a dud. But 30 years look, it's better than Katy Perry. And I will say this. So far, I'll give Camilla another one. Them songs from that CXOXO album, I will say, better songs on that album than what we heard from Katy Perry. So at least I give somebody props for trying something different versus, oh, I'm just going to try to give y'all old ass songs from like 15 years ago. Talking about, oh, this is manifest, that whatever that best was. She said on that stupid podcast. Who we yelling? I said, did I lie? Oh, I said Division, though not gonna lie. Oh, you talking about because Gaga stayed plump on her man up this time she came out as a chaser in the fit. Oh, did you say wait, is he fat? I should have looked at the picture again. Because I was looking at her man, they said he graduated in 2014. I'm like, why he look so old though? He graduated college 10 years ago. I'm like, yeah, but why he look old? But it's funny how she feeding him. Well, she is Italian, but she lost a lot of weight. And everybody go to you want no Ozempic? Because that's all everybody know. Apparently nobody could just hit the gym, right? Or you said, I think some people forgot that Gaga did songs with Dr. Luke too. Did she? I know she was mostly working with Red One. I don't know if I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But look, Gaga ain't innocent either. She did a song with R. Kelly. So we're not gonna forget about that. So it's a decade. Yeah, she did do Vegas. She need to go back there because that seemed like be the only place where she could make her coins. Because I don't know if anybody cares enough about a arena tour from Katy Perry. They said Gaga never worked with Dr. Luke. Gaga, no. Here's the thing: Gaga always worked with Red One. She never did. I don't recall her ever doing it. Trustably, I would remember if she did. But he said she not was wait. She worked with a lot of people that weren't well known. Like, yeah, Red One, DJ White Shadow, Blood Pop, Fernando Garibay. Don't also forget, okay, she did look, once upon a time, she did work with what the hell's his name? Did she work with Mutt Lang? Yeah, she worked with Mutt Lang, Shania ex-husband, at one point. Yeah, so yeah, she never I was gonna say, yeah, she never worked. I don't recall her ever working with Dr. Luke. Now everybody else worked with Dr. Luke. A lot of people worked with Dr. Luke. And Red One, because remember when Gaga made him, put him on the map, everybody named Mama wanted that damn sound. Jennifer, Nicole Scherzinger, the list goes on and on. We have not forgotten. We remember and know Gaga worked with Dr. Lou. And so a number of YouTubers got indicted by Merrick Garland, the Attorney General of the United States. Oh, did he? Well, look, now Merrick Garland getting his shit. Aren't people coming at him too? Merrick Garland. That name is a mess. It's the only thing as a songwriter who works for his company Prescription Songs, but it wasn't Dr. Lou, just an employee for his publishing company. He's another Max Martin who has a whole team. Or you mean like how Max Martin has Shellback and a whole bunch of other people that works under him? Well, let me know how it is because I heard the reviews is mixed. Somebody said in my comments, well, not the comments, but I think I was scrolling through Facebook, and one person said that Jenna Ortega ruins the movie. There, I said it. I'm like, ew. I'm like, damn, did Jenna Ortega really fuck up the movie? I mean, here's the thing. I thought she would actually been the highlight of the film because I thought it was great casting that they cast her as um Winona Ryder's daughter. That's perfect casting. Unless she was playing up the same part that she plays in Wednesday. If she was giving that type of performance, I'm like, okay, girl. Like, you're becoming a one-trick pony at this point. You said her character in Who's That Girl is just 1985 Madonna. That movie is cute. That's what we were saying. Like, she just plays versions, or like Robert was saying, um, she just plays versions of herself. Madonna basically plays herself. Remember Madonna in the movie Girl 6? They tailor, it's like they tailor make roles for her. But it's like when it comes to certain parts, they're like, oh, I could definitely see Lady Gaga play it. Like when you look at Harley Quinn and you have somebody that has to sing, and then you say, oh, I'm thinking Lady Gaga would be perfect for this. And then you look at it, it's like, yeah, I can definitely see that. But you got to utilize her too. Especially, well, yeah, I do. The new generation does look up to Nikki because Nikki is an icon in her space. She is a legend in the space that she does. However, when you have the next biggest thing that came up with her, but she ain't been using her powers for good. She just been on social media cussing every damn body out and running behind damn Offset all fucking day instead of working on a new damn album. Then you have Cardi B. Cardi B would have been the next biggest thing, but now I don't know what the hell going on with her. She keeps talking about this album coming. Every time I turn around, she in a mess with this man. She getting pregnant. She fighting everybody on social media. She want to over explain every damn thing. I'm like, girl, if you put all this energy into the music you was putting out instead of fighting with everybody, she was putting out music since 1982, but I believe that her career took off in 84. The Medellin video has over 40 million views. Well, that's probably because, everybody wants to sit wants Maluma to sit on their face. That's probably why. And number two, yeah, the video may have those views, but how well did the song do on the Billboard charts, especially in the United States? I don't think people particularly care for that song here. I'm sure it did well overseas, but in my opinion, I don't even think that Medellin was a really good song. Like a lot of the, well, I will say this. Madam X is an acquired taste. But it said they might look up to Nikki, but she treats them like Madonna treated Lady Gaga pretty much worse. She literally tries to destroy them. Madonna charted were popular, but that was a massive hit overseas. That's what I said. Like, I feel like her music probably does well overseas. I don't feel like she has that same impact in America. Well, and I've always said, United States, y'all are very fickle anyway when it comes to y'all support of the legends anyway. Madonna has been putting out music since 82. Yes, she has, but her career took off in 84. I think Holiday is 82. Regardless, Madonna has been putting out hits and soul music and trolling America. Trolling America. Well, I guess. Dude does look plump. I thought that was her security. I didn't know that was her man. Popular top 10 in the UK and Australia and expose her new fans. Plus, she didn't write the song. I think that's what Madonna should do. Stop writing every time she writes. It goes political. Yeah, at this point, just sing other people's shit. It's like you already lived your life. We get it. Whatever, whatever. Just give us some bops. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Here's the thing, and this is another thing that gagged me. A lot of Marilyn Manson's biggest hits, I had no idea he didn't write them. John Five wrote a lot of his hits. Tyler Bates, who that produces a lot of, like, he's sort of like Atticus Ross is to Trent Reznor. Like, they score a lot of music for movies and things of that nature. So I'm like, when I was watching that, when I was reading that, I'm like, I had no idea. So when it comes to the big hits, I'm like, I wouldn't mind collaborating or writing or singing other people's songs or co-writing or whatever, or somebody helping me out. Like, I don't know why it's such a big thing. You have to write everything. If somebody has an idea better than yours, they could articulate something in a way. I don't mind singing a shit. People got to stop always. I just think it's an ego thing in America. But anyway, let me hurry up and get through these comments. So it said the song with R. Kelly is to make do what you want with my body. Mm-mm. And I kind of think Gaga dated an average Joe because each time she dated a beautiful man, he always cried foul. Her career exploded. Oh, so you think it's an ego thing like she got with that she got with the man because he won't because he's not as attractive and these good looking men are insecure. Like you want her like you had Taylor Kinney at one point. Is he still on that show on NBC, Chicago Fire? I do wonder about that. I don't know. Did she work with him? She probably did on A Star Is Born. Robin worked with Redmond on her 2005 album. So I do wonder if that's where what's her name got that idea from. If that's where Gaga got that idea from that Robin was working with, because she is an influence on a lot of people. They said Medellin went platinum in Italy and Madame X went gold in there and silver in the UK. I got it. So, and funny thing is, I've heard some people say, saying damn, boy. I've heard some people say that Lady Gaga's man kind of looks like her actual father. And I know some people go ill about that, but isn't that always a thing that I've heard? That some people say like people will date people that or get in relationship with people that kind of are similar to their parents. Like guys will get with a girl that's similar to their mother in certain ways in their behavior, and then guys will or girls will go and date somebody like their father. I know down to the whole looks and stuff, but that's what the people saying. All right, so now let's move on. Let's talk about since we was talking about Taylor Swift with Lady Gaga. Let's talk about Taylor Swift again. So apparently, the Kansas City Chiefs kicked off the NFL season yesterday, but word on the street is the fact that there might be some trouble with some of the players' girlfriends. Well, actually, Brittany Mahomes is a wife. Taylor Swift is a girlfriend. So has Taylor Swift cut ties with Brittany Mahomes over her support for Donald Trump? It looks like the anti-hero singer has as the ladies sat in separate suites during the Kansas City Chiefs home opening game on Thursday. So yeah, the NFL season pretty much kicked off yesterday. I know some people, I don't think we talked about it on the show, but I know there was like this big issue about the NFL announcement about the Kansas City Chiefs, and people were bitching and moaning because in the 90-second commercial, they showed Taylor Swift in there over a dozen times. I've been telling y'all this from the beginning that this was the overall complaint with a lot of people, but apparently nobody was listening. Everybody was like, "Oh, y'all just got sour grapes. You're whining, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever." And I'm sitting there like, not everybody who watches sports cares about celebritydom and Taylor Swift and all this other stuff. They did the same thing at the Olympics in Paris when they kept showing Tom Cruise every 3 damn seconds. People was getting irritated. This is what it seems like the media does now. And they do it at the music award shows, which is understandable. Like if y'all gonna show Taylor Swift 50 times in 5 minutes at the Grammys, the VMAs would watch. Guaranteed. I want to see if y'all gonna count how many times they show Taylor Swift when she show up next week for the VMAs. Because this is what they do now. But I understand if it's music, but when it's sports, a lot of the people there, they just want to watch the game. They don't care about Taylor Swift's reaction if her man Travis Kelce is doing something out on the field. At some point, y'all gotta just focus on the game. But I get it. They feel like this is a way to bring up the ratings. And also, I will say this: I do like the idea that Taylor Swift has dragged women into getting interested in sports. And guys, there should be, heterosexual. I'll talk about to my heterosexual men if y'all are watching. I've said this before. This would be the perfect time for y'all. I know you want to be out there with your boys or whatever the case is, but this would be a perfect time. Look, you could probably meet your future wife or your future girlfriend at these events. So I see like that's a plus with that too. That maybe you see a pretty girl with her friends at an NBA game or the NFL or hockey or baseball, whatever sports, and you see a pretty girl and you want to go shoot your shot. You see these girls at these events going, as I say, go for it. So I guess maybe some people don't want to see it that way. Sometimes when it comes to men stuff or sports, whatever, guys just want to have a guys thing with, without everybody always trying to jump into their stuff. So I get it. So they said the pop superstar watch boyfriend slash tight end. Oh, he got a tight end? Who's the wide receiver? Trying to make a sex joke. But anyway, Travis Kelce lead the Chiefs to a 27-20 victory against the Baltimore Ravens from inside a crowded suite at Arrowhead Stadium. Brittany, on the other hand, took in the game with her little daughter, Sterling Scott. Sterling, but that child, you know they white when they be naming these things. But anyway, ain't Patrick Mahomes half a white person? But whatever. From a different suite, keeping an eye on the hubby, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Now, it also said Taylor and Brittany are having a blast, but just not with each other. Taylor is cheering on Travis with others, including Travis's parents at some points, while Brittany separately poses for a smiling photo with Sterling. The two were once inseparable at Chiefs games. You may recall in 2023, Taylor and Brittany repeatedly hung out together, in the same suite, hugging and dancing. Now it appears politics has come between the two women. Although Taylor has not yet endorsed a candidate in the 2024 election, she has previously accused Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, of stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism, among other things. Brittany, however, has given the impression she favors Trump over his Democratic rival Kamala Harris. In mid-August, Brittany liked one of Trump's Instagram posts detailing, he's on Instagram still? I thought he was over there on True Social. So in mid-August, Brittany liked one of Trump's Instagram posts detailing his 2024 presidential agenda. Oh, you talking about Project 2025? And Patrick, you being half a nooker, you should be against this mess. And the former commander-in-chief recently thanked Mahomes on his Truth Social platform for her support. Meanwhile, after the Chiefs win, Taylor and Travis were photographed holding hands while leaving the stadium in Kansas City. The couple seemed closer than ever as rumors continue to circulate about a possible engagement. And another thing we didn't talk about on this show was the fact that, so there to go to picture. Shout out to TMZ for that. But of course, we also didn't talk about on this show that there was a rumor that was going on that towards the end of September, there was a contract that was put in place that there were going to be a specific time frame of when these two were going to break up. Apparently, this was some type of college type situation. They're not breaking up. This is a real situation, whether you want to believe it or not. First of all, where did Taylor get all them boobs? She got them boobs pushed up. Y'all notice the titties are tittying. She pushed them suckers up, but she got implants. Because I don't recall Taylor Swift having big boobs, or maybe I just haven't been looking close. But I can't with the Marlboro Man mustache though with Travis Kelce. I know they was talking about he got a new look that he's got coming out, but I understand. It was like, okay, so you aligning yourself with Trump, and for what I've been hearing, the Swifties have been persuading Taylor to cut ties with Brittany because of her stance on this whole thing with Trump. Especially when he was coming out trying to, came up with that fake AI advertisement saying that Taylor is giving her support for Trump. And now there are some Swifties for Trump. We got to point that out because some of them came out the woodwork or came out their little crypt to let us know that they exist, apparently. They wanted to let us know this. But, I do not believe that Taylor Swift is someone who agrees with his stance in politics. I do believe that she leans more Kamala Harris, and there have been pressure from people for her to come out and show support, for Beyonce to come out. And I feel like, you know what? These politicians should be here to be coming for us as people. Stop trying to turn this thing into like some Grammy celebration or some tribute concert or whatever the case is. Well, y'all do the thing with the Kennedy Center honors or whatever the case is. I can understand if you want to get celebrities to come up there and sing for you. But when it comes to stuff like this is about politics, and we need to stick to the politics and trying to get these people who are running for office elected by, of course, also coming in with the data and the constituents and all this other stuff to be like, okay, so these are the things that I stand on politically. And I came with the data. I got the signatures, all this other stuff. What do you stand on as a politician? What are you here for? Are you here for the Black community, the LGBTQIA plus community, for women, for all these different demographics, and everybody seemed to be transferring themselves over and gravitating towards Kamala, which is pissing Trump off. Because I know that damn debate is coming next week, which I can't wait for. I'm actually excited to watch that. But in regards to this whole situation, it's like I get it that she wants to keep her distance, whatever the case is, because it's like, okay, sis, now you out here windmilling for Trump like a damn fool when he wants to take away your reproductive rights as a woman. So I do agree. I mean, I do believe that there is some stuff that was put into this, as in like Taylor is keeping her distance. Because how y'all go from one season of being on a lovey-dovey huggy to now y'all like this in separate suites doing your own thing. You spending time with Travis, family. Which I'm hearing like the family is loving the fame. Him, Travis and his brother Jason have this big 100 million podcast deal that they have with, I believe, Apple. The mothers, I'm hearing they trying to shop a show for her, so they want to get like she's a cook or something. So they're allegedly shopping a cooking show for Travis's mother. So they're all loving all this celebrity dump, and it's because he getting that coochie wet over there. That Swifty coochie is giving him all the benefits, which happens in the industry all the time. Like if you play your cards right, you too can benefit from the relationships you're in. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do you think that there is some truth to the reason why they were in separate suites? Now I guess the next game, if telling them is there, and if they try to pull this thing up, there's not much ado about nothing. They're in the room and they're being cordial and pretending. I can't be fake, not for no damn cameras. Like if I'm feeling a way about somebody and I don't agree with you politically, yeah, put me in the next room. It just is what it is. But so let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. And also, I forgot, like, there seemed to be a lot of drama with the whole Taylor thing. So you got Travis Kelce on one end, you got Patrick Mahomes in another situation, and then you have that other one, the what's his name, Harrison butt cheek or butt kiss, where when he started coming out with that old dated misogynistic, like he comes across as like a fit JD Vance in a lot of his beliefs. So, oh, did I read this one? It said, Robert says the rules for a relationship is the best friend and similar interests and similar beliefs make the best relationship in marriage. Well, yeah, you got to be friends with the people you with first before y'all run into marriage. Somebody give that tea to Tamar because we're going to get into her coming up as well. Patrick's father is black and a former pro baseball, and his papa is a Rolling Stone. A mess. And his father was arrested 6 times for being a drunk and was out here philandering. Well, yeah, I guess you could do that when you go after that white cootie cat. But then again, if you an athlete, automatically they believe you cheating. So it don't matter the race or who you get with. I do love Taylor's outfit she wore. That 70s outfit with the matching hairstyles. The Midnight's aesthetic was so 70s retro. Taylor look out. That said, look like she put on a little thing. I said, where them boobs come from? Because I do not recall Taylor Swift ever having boobs. Well, look, when she get back out on tour, that way to come off. Word is she might. Well, yeah, I was thinking that as well with the whole thing that she might be pregnant, and also, yeah, Gaga. I think she's been trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant as well, but then they trying to say that she lost weight. Uh-uh. He said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I do believe she's going to vote for Harris. I even said she was doing a European tour where is an endorsement relevant in a country that Harris isn't relevant? Yeah, because people all over the world will be watching what goes on in America because we do like to assert our democratic ways on other people. But yeah, why would I be out here windmilling and endorsing somebody politically in a country where that's not even their president or prime minister? They don't care about our policies over here unless our policies are trying to infiltrate on their space. So if I'm in Paris, if I'm in London, they don't give a damn. I mean, maybe they might report it as world news, but yeah, why would I be talking all that stuff? Then now, if I was on American soil doing my tour and talking about Kamala Harris, then I can understand that. And I would say this is what Hannaford and others wanted, but it's a different generation of men both here. Well, again, the one thing about Hannaford is moving forward, she got to find her a Travis Kelce. Now, don't go after Taylor Man because she's going to cut you. But you need to find you a Travis Kelce type, somebody who loves the attention, but lets you shine and do your own thing and understands where they fit on the totem pole. and that's what she needs. But also, she's got to like Taylor loves the attention and stuff too, but Hannaford got to humble herself too. Yeah, she down bad crying at the gym. Okay, so um now since we was already talking about Trump, child, Melania apparently got a damn memoir coming out. Now the question is, do y'all give a damn? And what's gonna be in the book? That's why I'm gonna just wait for the blogs and the political pundits to give the tea on what's in the book before anything, because just like that Bo DeMayo stuff that came out from OnlyFans, I'm not subscribing I'm not putting no kind of money in, Spotify, Audible, whatever, or even Barnes and Noble, just to get the physical copy to hear what this old mail order whore had to say about anything in book form. So Melania Trump is teasing the release of her memoir, saying after years of public scrutiny and misrepresentation, for who? Not for her. It's time for the former first lady to share the truth. I would do her stupid fresh off the boat accent, but I'm just not. Because she do always sound like she just learned English yesterday. But anyway, let's continue. So she said, as a private person who has often been the subject of public scrutiny and misrepresentation, I feel a responsibility to clarify the facts. I believe it is important to share my perspective, the truth. Melania, who's 54, was born in what is now Slovenia and worked as a fashion model before marrying the billionaire future president. Is he really a billionaire? Well, she married him in 2005. So 2025 makes 20 years that she's been married to Donald Trump. Now, her memoir, Melania, what else is she going to name it, is available for pre-order for $40 or $75 for a signed copy, with an October 8th release date, coming less than a month before Donald, 78, faces Vice President Kamala Harris in the November 5th election. Many of Melania Trump's views aren't well known or are the subject of gossip and palace intrigue, such as her absence from certain public events and presence at others. Although she has taken a less active role in political affairs than some other recent first ladies, she has periodically found herself the subject of controversy when former aides leaked her views. In one instance, former assistant and friend Stephanie Winston Volkoff shared with the media a recording of Melania griping about expectations that she be intensely involved in decoding for Christmas events. And remember when she also destroyed the damn what was it, the garden at the White House? People were still mad at her over that. Say, I'm working my ass off on the Christmas stuff that who gives a F about the Christmas stuff and decorations, but I need to do it right. This is what she said. Another former confidant, Stephanie Grisham, who also served as White House press secretary, publicized a text message from the then First Lady saying that no, she didn't want to put out a statement denouncing violence during the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Well, look, here's the thing. Why would anybody be surprised about the type of person Melania is? I believe she's just as vile as that man. He knew who he married and she knew who she married to. And for her to be able to get what she needed to get out of what she's getting, she had to go sleep with the devil to get what she needed to get. But I do pose this question. Now, does anybody outside the maggot crowd, maggot is what I said in case y'all didn't hear it, crowd, give a damn about a Melania Trump memoir? And is she going to give us, because these are the things I want to know in the book, is she going to give us a real inside look into her marriage with one of the most polarizing figures in the history of American politics? And I want to also know, when she going to promote this book? On Faux News? She going to Kunda's own show? Is she going to go to the Federalist? That's Nutmeg McCain's husband site. Is she going to go to all the crazy conservative political places? Because I can't see her going on MSNBC. I can't see her going on CNN. I can't see her going on Roland Martin. I cannot see her sitting down with The View. I can't see her going on Drew Barrymore. I can't see her going on Sherry Shepherd. I also can't see her going, what other shows and stuff is out there? I can't say, well, you know what she might actually do? She might take to a couple of the YouTubers to kind of pander to them. Because, you know, you got a lot of these hungry, eager YouTube types or YouTuber types that want that moment to be able to interview somebody and not really push back on them. And then she gives them, it's kind of like Nicki Minaj going on Casanat show. It's like a lot of these celebrities, they go and they deal with a lot of these TikTokers, YouTubers, whatever, to get, you know, that reach a new audience because they, you know, there's only certain places that a Melania Trump is going to be able to go to promote a bunch of nothing because that book looked real thin, if you ask me. So also, I want to know this. How come the media has not been asking or bringing up the fact that she has not been campaigning with Donald Trump on this whole campaign situation? You see Kamala Harris' husband out there. Y'all so quick to talk about Hunter Biden and the things he did, but meanwhile, Trump ain't in jail for any of the federal crimes he committed. I'm not saying that people don't be, you know, that y'all shouldn't go after Hunter Biden or whatever, but the fairness of how the media treats certain people is obvious, especially when it comes to Donald Trump versus everybody else. Everybody else get thrown in jail. Everybody else have to do time. Everybody else get questioned. All of a sudden, these reporters got, you know, big cojones and a big old heavy battery in their back when they want to constantly question Corinne Jean-Pierre and so many others about things. But I'm like, where was that energy when it comes to Trump? Y'all be real scared to ask a question. Just like when you want the Palestinians protesting, why aren't y'all protesting the other side too? So, in regards of all of that, I really don't expect them to hold my breath on her revealing anything, or if she'll ever decide to try to escape the compound known as Mar-a-Lago. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do y'all buy any of this that she's selling? Do y'all even care about this damn book? And even if when this book and stuff comes out and people start revealing stuff on social media or in the media in general, what do you think she's actually going to spill in regards of whatever this truth is that she has to get out? So, and I'm emphasis on the movie Get Out. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have comments. It says share the truth about what? Exactly. Like, what is she going to tell us? I'm sorry, I'm not interested on her side because you know it's going to be fake news and lies. Probably copy Obama book. Oh yeah, remember? Because remember when she went and copied? What was it? Did she copy parts of Michelle Obama's speech? That was a cackle. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she does pull another stunt and plagiarizes somebody's book. I'm like, hold on, 'cause I need some water. I told you I'm trying to be demure now and mindful by drinking out of a cup. What's nice and cold too. Anyway, oh, I got water on my phone. Hold on, I want to be doing that. Okay, so it says she needs to talk more about herself and Donald in the 90s. Was she with him? Well, wasn't she cheating with him when she was with Marla Maples? I know for a fact she's been with Trump since the late 90s. And they said breaking Trump is guys sentence. Jesus Christ. That's why I said y'all just be playing with us. Like stop playing with stop with the bullshit. Like we see what y'all doing. We're gonna delay, we're gonna delay, we're gonna delay. It's like, no, stop fucking delaying. First of all, as a felon, he shouldn't even be allowed to run. Because now this makes me think, well, since y'all open up Pandora's box, now that Trump can run for president as a felon, convicted felon, does that mean that anybody straight out of jail can run for president and possibly win? Or the rules only apply for him? I want to keep quiet, but if this was us, we wouldn't get so many delays. And that's why I said it's like I'm irritated that he gets like nothing touches him. And he's got these people, the judicial system that continues to give him passes. Is the judge getting hush money from Trump? That's a good question. And crime minds want to know. All right, so let's move on and let's talk about Halle Berry, who is going through it still with Olivier Martinez over this whole stuff with her 10-year-old son Maceo. So Halle has claimed that she has spent $200K trying to work with ex Olivier Martinez on co-parenting their son Maceo in shocking new court documents that was filed on Tuesday. Now, in recently filed documents obtained by Us Weekly on Tuesday, September 4th, the actress who's 58 expressed her exacerbation and disappointment when it comes to her strained relationship with her ex, and text messages revealed amid her bid for sole custody of their 10-year-old son Maceo with regard to his education and health decisions. Because, he's been she was saying that he's been trying to do these little delay tactics and all this other stuff. And apparently the judge seems, from what I've noticed lately, seems he's been siding more with him than her. So I feel very sorry that we were at odds. I had better hopes for us. I always hoped that we do better for Maceo and work together like we did before Van came along, as in Van Hunt, her current boyfriend. This is what she wrote to Martinez, who's 58, referencing her 4-year relationship with musician Hunt. It all has gone to sugar honey iced tea since then. We used to try to get along for Maceo's sake. Now you don't want to even try, and I've tried, Oliver. You know I have. The Oscar winner even pleaded with Martinez to try to see eye to eye. Well, he's French. They stubborn as hell. However, you just stay angry, and I'm not sure why. We must let all this anger go and do better. Maceo deserves that. I'm tired of being called a liar. I'm tired of fighting with you, and I quit. If you want to keep this negativity going, that's on you, but I want no parts of it. We need to band together now more than ever. However we face it, we need to face it together, not fighting. Just my opinion, but you will make your choice. And my feeling is this: if you're going to be like that, and you're going to continuously be negative, even when I'm trying to take the higher road and do things for the sake of our child, which is what you should be doing out here, and you're going to continue to show your entire ass, then I feel like at this point, my child don't need to be around you. When he's 18 or whatever the case is, he can go and visit his daddy whenever he wants to, because he'll be grown and he'll be able to make the decision. And I will tell him, I was like, no, I need to protect you right now because your father's not willing to make things work. He's running around with this chip on his damn shoulder. Excuse me. And he doesn't want to do what needs to be done in regards of as a parent. Like, yes, it ain't about you. Like, once y'all bring a child into the world, it's not about you and what you want. You have to do what is for the sake of the kid. The kid didn't ask to be here. And children are very sensitive, so they could feel all that animosity. Now, according to Berry, she has spent over $200,000 in legal fees, including voluntarily contributing $80,000 towards Martinez's own legal expenses. So she paying for his ass too. Olivier, get a damn job. They're not giving you acting jobs in France. Berry also alleges that Martinez, also 58, delayed undergoing court-stipulated co-parenting therapy despite several follow-ups. Now, Berry further asserted that Martinez lives off of her child. He living off the child support payments, they said. So she has to go to work, citing that he has allegedly objected to pay for a home visit with their therapist during a free window Berry had. Then he changed his mind. I cannot change my work schedule to accommodate Olivier's whims, she wrote in the docs. As Olivier has advised this court, he lives off my child support, and in order to be able to pay child support, I have to go to work. I do not have the luxury of taking months off. And that's crazy because it makes me kind of wonder, do you even care about this kid, or did you just get with Halle because you could pull a what's his name? J.R. Robinson, Tamar, soon to be ex-husband. Because yeah, they married. We're gonna get into that story soon. But where it's like you gaslight and you get in these women's situation, and these women get so caught up in the moment because you find, well, he was there. He looking a little rough now. And that's what meanness get to you. They'll tell you at age, it'll give you crow's feet. You get them lines in your forehead. You start looking older than Methuselah. You start looking more like Gollum than Bradley Cooper. So, with that being said, now Olivier ain't looking, because I've seen some recent pictures. I'm like, God damn, what happened to him? Because I remember back in the day when he was in that movie. I forget what the movie was, but it was with what the hell's her name? Was it Josh Brolin? There was like this love triangle movie that he was in, or is it Josh Brolin wife at the time? I don't know why I'm thinking Jennifer Connelly, but there was a movie that he was in, like this real steamy sex movie or whatever, and he was looking good back then. Not so much now. Olivier done aged badly, and that's why I think all that negativity, that's what that does to you. But it kind of makes me wonder, did he really love her, or did he basically just used her? So that way it's like, oh, she gets pregnant. Then when y'all break up, then you get into this whole look, no different than some of you women out here when y'all get with these high profile men. Y'all use their child support payment and whatever to financially support yourself. And you give they'll throw a little something on the kid, but you're using the money to support yourself. Well, I don't know what he's gonna do when in 8 more years, when Maceo gets of age and that child support payment stop. So they also said, and look, when she's saying that she can't change her work schedule, it makes sense. I'm like, so that makes sense why you did that horrible ass movie on Netflix with Mark Wahlberg. She got to have the coins coming in. Now, she also shares daughter Nala with ex Gabriel Aubrey. And here's the thing. Now, we already know Halle Berry got an affinity for getting with the worst men on the planet because she had issues with Nala daddy, too. And then they said that she and Martinez got married in 2013, 3 years after meeting on the set of Dark Tide. The pair split in October of 2015 and were declared legally single 1 year later. Now, in August of 2023, US confirmed that Berry and Martinez agreed to share joint legal and physical custody of Maceo, who's 10. The actress was also ordered to pay Martinez $8,000 a month in child support and an additional 4.3% of any income she receives over $2 million for. Berry also covers all funds pertaining to Maceo's school tuition, extracurricular activities, and health insurance. Well, I don't know how any woman can get moist for somebody like Olivier, who can't even cover his own child's tuition for college, for school, not even college, just for private school. Because ain't no way in hell if I'm Halle Berry, ain't no way in hell I'm putting my children in public school, and that's no shade. They go to private school. But if I was in that situation, it's like, yeah, there's no way in hell that it's how does any woman get moist for a man that can't provide for their kids? And I'm not trying to be old school in that way, but it's just like you got to be able to do a little, contribute something. And I get that she makes more of the money and she's the bigger star and the bigger breadwinner. But what are you contributing to being a father to this kid? But they also said that he requested more time to prepare for the hearing set for September 10th. So that's in 4 days. So in that 4 day time, I'll keep you guys abreast of what's going to happen with this relationship because they said that she has tried so many ways to be amicable and work things out, and he doesn't want to step his pussy up and do what needs to be done as a dad. So this is going to continuously be a mess, and apparently they as adults can't come together because he's not willing to step up and meet her halfway and wanting to make things work. Now, if I'm coming with all these receipts and I'm doing what I need to do as a parent and he's still showing his behind, why is the judge continuously coming down on Halle? You clearly got an agenda, or maybe you don't like her. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but the judges, y'all got to be fair and based off the receipts that y'all get, how y'all need to be handling people. If the father is not willing to do what he needs to do as a man, then as a judge, you need to do what you need to do. All them years you spent in law school to make things work for the couple. Or some people probably say maybe she's trying to find a way to get out of this stuff because she's having to foot all the bill for everything, and he's living off of her money. And she's tired of it. So I'm saying all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Because this is a whole ass mess. And, we'll break down all of this. But I'll keep you guys abreast of it as it develops because, that's what we do on this show. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I think it was Diane Lane. I don't know. I was thinking her in my head. I seen her face, but I couldn't remember the name. Hold on. You said, I love Halle, but she needs to give the boy But why though? I mean, he's not willing to do what he can. I mean, to be do what he can to take. First of all, if she's paying for the education, she's paying for all this stuff. Then why does he have to go with his father? because I know they're saying like there's a lot of mental stuff that's been going on with him, that the kid has been, I guess, lashing out, and his education has been suffering, and the father's been putting more energy into his athletic stuff, like him playing soccer and stuff, rather than him actually getting an education. I don't know why she mentioned Van. I guess probably because that's her current relationship, and saying that, you know what, with him, when you think about it, Van is somebody who is being caught in the middle of all this because he's having to deal with this drama. And look, it's no different than this situation with Brad and Angelina, and the fact that Brad has his new girlfriend. We talked about it the other day on the show, where it's about the girlfriend, Inez has been interested in meeting up with, even though I don't know if this is true or not, but this is according to the tabloids. They were saying that they feel like this may be a reason of why, she wants to get in the middle of it and have a woman-to-woman conversation with Angelina and be like, well, how can y'all come to a conclusion and stop all this fighting back and forth? And we said on this show, it's like, Inez, stay out of it. Mind your business. You over there, you be the supporting girlfriend. Let them two handle this mess, because you don't want to get caught up in that. And I feel it's the same way for Van. Let Halle and Olivier deal with this mess. Let the judge, the courts, all this money she's spending on legalities. This is why I said I would be a single parent. Like, if I ever get to the point that I want to have children and I decide to go down to the clinic and do the whole IVF thing with a surrogate and all that other stuff, I would rather just be the single parent, and I'll have women in my life who could be that village to help raise my children, because I do not want to deal with this craziness that a lot of these couples have to deal with. Fighting people over what's best for your kid. Nope, I will make all the decisions of what I want with my own children. And if I get in a relationship, you want to come along and contribute a little something, you can. But for the most part, it's like, I make all the decisions. He is not. Okay, probably not. But I'm like, you can't be out here with this whole, if I can't have you, no one will type of attitude. You had your chance. And so Olivier refuses to move to a country that is unfamiliar. Halle needs to move to France. And wait, you want her to move to France? She probably can, because, yeah, she probably can, because look, Janet Jackson tried that with We Saw Him. You see what happened with that relationship. I said, Halle, give up Maceo. I'm sorry, but if you had give up custody forever, he'll leave you alone. I love her, but he wants his son and not a stepfather. He said, Van is not even a stepdaddy. He's because they're not married. He is living on 10K. Yeah. Halle has a long list of bodies. Oh, I know. Look, allegedly they said that she got the shit beat out of her by Wesley Snipes. That's how she lost partial hearing in her ear. That's an old story. And they said, how come Halle had 2 kids? Look, there's a lot of women out here and men doing that. Laying pipe with. Why Nick Cannon got all them damn kids with half the damn population of women? One out of wedlock, one child in wedlock, and both fathers used to look to get, well, I wonder what Gabriel Aubrey looks like now. Yeah, so it was Diane Lane and Richard Gere, because I was like, I knew it was something. I just come out remember the name of that movie. Olivier, remember, gave a black. Oh yeah, I remember when they had to fight in front of the house. They said Gabriel came, I guess, I don't know, to pick up Dollar or drop her off, and them two got to tussling in the front yard, and Gabriel ended up with a black eye. So she definitely has a type when it comes to incorporating mess into her life. After 55 something years, or 50 something, I say 50 something years, because I don't remember how old Halle was. I said it in the whole thing. She finally got her shit together. Took her long enough. Speaking of child support payment, Federline is wrapping up is it not indentured servitude? But I wonder how Brittany is feeling, because the kids, her sons are rekindling a relationship with her father, but she's not interested in of forging a relationship with Jamie Spears. Halle dates poor men who stop working when they get with her. She's paying $300K to Aubrey and $200. I'm like, God damn. Well, look, if you want kept men around your ass, then I guess you get what you pay for, right? She had her baby in California. Well, doesn't that mean she get to keep it? I said in 8 years, Olivier can apply for Social Security. Oh, because he'll be old enough, right? It said woman to woman, woman to woman. Remember that song? And it said Angelina did not even recognize the existence of George Clooney's girlfriends before Amal. Okay. So let Angelina be paying these girls dust. Sidebar, I want to give a shout out to Angelina because I saw that she was I saw her out with Pax. So Pax, it seemed like he's doing good. He had his arm in a cast. He had a hat on his head. Because remember, he had he was bleeding from his head when he had that accident. I don't know what his condition is, but he looked like he was in good spirits. And he had his arm in a cast and everything. So it's good to see him out and about. But Angelina, you need to put the fear of God in his ass. Even if y'all don't believe in God, just put some fear in his behind. If you do not wear a damn hat, a helmet on your head when you out here riding these damn motorbikes or whatever, I'm gonna kill you myself. That's literally what I would say to my child. Anyway, how many topics we got? Oh, we got 4 more stories to go. But before we get to those 4 stories, can you please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. If you haven't already. Oh, wait, why I got that Halle Berry story up in there? But anyway, let's move on. And let's talk about Kim Zolciak, who's Kroy and her husband, because, yeah, they still married. It's still out here with the shits. I don't know why they wanted to get a divorce. Why don't Kroy just pack his stuff up and move out of that mansion? They still living in that house in sin, hating each other and complaining and filing suits. I don't know anybody else that'd be able to get away with the mess that these two get away with, but they do. I was like, wait a minute, why am I not seeing the picture? Okay, so there it is. But I had to pull up the Kim and Kroy picture. I'm like, did they both get work done? So fresh drama has occurred apparently in the Kroy, Biermann, and Kim Zolciak divorce. Kroy wants a judge to give him the power to force the sale of their Georgia mansion without Kim's input before it's foreclosed on, and he's taking shots at her spending habits. Now, in legal documents obtained by TMZ, Kroy has sought the approval of a court to grant him the power to force the sale of their home without Kim's input as the clock ticks on the future of their property. Kroy, 38, alleges that the home is said to be foreclosed in October and that his estranged wife has been refusing to accept offers on the property and has been lavishly spending despite their financial woes. The couple recently slashed the price of their home to $3.95 million, and Kroy claims they received an offer for $3.5 million that Kim, 46, has refused to consider. Well, she thinking she really gonna get $4 million? $4 million? Points if y'all can tell me where that came from. Whoopi Goldberg was in it. I won an Oscar. Anyway, Kim allegedly won't accept any offers for less than $3.85 million, even as their home continues to be plagued with money issues. Now, Kroy cites a $1.32 million lien the IRS has taken out against the mansion, $2.2 million owed to their mortgage leader, and $250,000 lien on a home equity line of credit. Damn, y'all are a mess. And how y'all not in jail over all of this foolishness that y'all out here doing? I tell you, white people, y'all just be getting away with so much shit. The Trumps, them too. Anyway. They say in the documents, Kroy says Kim's rallying cry for poverty. Well, she's spending all his money, but she's talking about she's in poverty. Is falling on Depp's ears as she has been spending heavily for various luxuries. Kroy alleges his ex purchases $400 bottles of wine by the case and spends lavishly on clothing, plastic surgery. Well, we could definitely tell where all that plastic surgery is going. Online gambling and frequent nights going out. The home is said to be foreclosed in October, and the former NFL player says he's the one responsible as his name is on the mortgage. He fears his credit will drop if a foreclosure occurs. Well, here's the thing. If he's claiming that she's doing all this where is she getting all this money? I know it ain't all from when she did the surreal life. Because what else has Kim done outside of that? Now, in the documents, they also said that Kroy has sought permission from the court to sell the mansion at an appropriate price without any input from his estranged wife. He is seeking to have her removed from the making of any decisions on the sale of the home and has asked for an emergency hearing before losing any potential buyers. And I'm like, at this point, I really wish that they would just give it to him, because I'm sitting there like, why y'all first? Here's another thing. Why y'all waiting so damn long? Like, y'all literally a month away from the house being foreclosed on, and you just now bringing this to the attention. You should have had this shit up and running in August. At least give yourself a 2-month head start. So they said the update comes several months after the duo managed to temporarily delay foreclosure. And they've been able to delay the foreclosure many a times, because we've reported on this story, it seemed like, for 2 years already, even with Kim being in denial about a lot of it. So it says that, yeah, they managed to delay the foreclosure on their $4.5 million Georgia mansion after coming to an agreement with their bank. The move bought them time as they sought to sell off the lavish residence. Truist Bank, the duo's leader, had agreed to hold foreclosure proceedings on the home for the next 90 days, according to, court documents obtained by TMZ in June. Okay, so now it also said this allows the former couple to sell off their home without losing it to the bank. Now, in the event the duo are able to sell the residence and pay back Truist Bank by August 26th, the bank will be able to recommence foreclosure. And you already know they're not going to be able to pay it. The documents also state that the former couple will be unable to stop a possible foreclosure if they are unable to pay the bank back by the deadline. The former couple announced their divorce last year, and their financial relationship woes have been making headlines for some time. So there's that. And my thing is this: why haven't we gotten I think Kim needs to come back to the Real Housewives. That's what I think. Because but then at this point, I guess maybe it's a little too late, because um the show is done. I believe they finished filming. Phaedra's about to go do Dance with the Stars. So it's a little too late for Kim to come back. Now, if she need to come back and do a little reality TV or something, she do need to get like a quick coin. But it kind of made me wonder, where is she getting all this money from? Because she ain't been working. We haven't heard like what exactly she's been out here doing. Like, have they had a garage sale? Have they been selling a lot of their old items? Like, she always have had this thing where she has an addiction to buying, new wigs. She has an addiction to wine. She online gambles. So maybe she wins some, she lose some. Like with her gambling and stuff online, she's able to accumulate a little coin from that. Or is she out here doing lady of the evening, tease? Trying to find the right word, but it's like, or is she doing like lady of the evening type stuff? If you know, like that orange drink that Hannaford likes to drink. So I say, well, let's say this is a mess. I doubt that they're gonna be able to sell this thing beforehand, but I am curious as to what you guys think of this story. And all that good stuff. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. You said Angela didn't. Oh, yeah, I read that one already. What was that? Oh, yep, it's a ghost and Whoopi. Autumn sunrise. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's talk about Tamar Braxton. Now, child, we talked about this the other day. We had JR come up on here and was gaslighting Tamar and using certain buzzwords in regards to her mental health. It was about how he was upfront and honest about Tamar, the drama with Tamar, and he was telling her that they were just friends and they were trying to work out how they could be cordial with each other as friends and do friendly things. And then they wound up going to Turks and Caicos, and that's when Tamar revealed that she found out that they were, getting a divorce, whatever, because first of all, he ain't mentioned nothing in that video that was circulating all over social media this week that they were even married. And so everybody was like, wait a minute. So why is Tamar out here trying to say that her and JR was married? Because he ain't said nothing about that. Or the fact that, Tamar called this other girl like a whore, tramp, Jezebel, whatever the name, I think it was a tramp. Who are you calling a tramp? Shout out to Salt and Pepper. But it was on there, they were saying all this other stuff, and then we was like, wait a minute, married? So shout out to Chronicle Speaks. And I forgot to put that YouTube video up on my channel, or the link to it. And I'm going to put it up once the live is done. I'm going to add that to the thing so y'all can go over there and watch the exact full video. I do have a piece of the whole detailing of the marriage situation. So apparently Chronicle Speaks, they had a copy. And I live for her because she be breaking the Wendy Williams tea. She breaks a lot of good stuff. So if y'all watch the full video, yeah, I'm going to link it onto my YouTube channel once the live is done. But She, basically had the court documents in regards of the divorce paper stuff. So yeah, they was married. Tamar Esteem Braxton was married to J.R. Robinson for, they said, 61 days. Here's the thing. They got married a couple of days. First of all, they got engaged around Christmas, right? Why you be trying to pick certain days to do shit? This is why it was like, that's the worst time to do stuff, because then it becomes like this nasty negative reminder. So she got engaged after JR to embarrass her and had all that booty sweat up in his, his beard from Tommy Lee, from Love and Hip Hop and all the other reality shows she be doing over at the Zeus Network. He embarrassed her with that. Then she got back with him. They got engaged in December, which was I think like Christmas Eve or something. Another day they got engaged. Then, according to the court documents, they got married a couple of days after or around the time of Valentine's Day. So they got married in February. Split after 43 days. Separated. Officially divorced. Filed for divorce, all this other stuff. 61 days. So that's why I think they're trying to add all that up with the math. Because I'm like, yeah, y'all weren't even together for a month. And you were together for like 6 weeks before y'all broke up. And then it wasn't until then y'all got a divorce. But then he was gaslighting. So I got the clips in case y'all didn't see the first one with Jeremy coming out here, who posted a video about Tamar after she accused him of playing in her face with a 25-year-old, because he said that he went and used her credit card on a trip or whatever because he was using Booking.com. She said, first of all, I don't even use Booking.com. Yeah, that's what I be thinking of when I do that, when I think of that commercial. She was like, I don't do no Booking.com. Like, I have an agency that I go through if I want to book hotels, whatever the case was. Apparently, he used her credit card and then decided to extend the stay at the hotel to end the time, to wind it down in probably 69, this 25-year-old, which Tamar found out about. So I do have the clip because we're gonna play Colonel Sanders, and that's why one of the when in the beginning of the show I had Onyx was asking why I call him chicken cutlet. I was like because it's like similar to the whole Colonel Sanders situation. Well, it was Purdue chicken. I'm sorry, that's what I said. Not chicken cutlet. Same shit, different toilet. But yeah, I refer to him as Purdue chicken. So anyway, please hold as I can pull up this video courtesy of the Twitter, and then we'll come back and talk.
I initially was going to take the high road in this situation and not say anything. But the reality is I cannot keep getting attacked. My character can't keep getting attacked. I can't keep being thrown under the bus because someone can't control their anxiety. Someone can't control these delusional thoughts about things that aren't real. I am in no way wanting to attack anybody. My purpose in my life has always been to protect. I haven't ran to social media every time something happened to me in that relationship. Because trust me, with all the receipts and all the things that have happened, I could have. But I chose to do what a real man does, and that is protect the person that I've been with. In this situation, I'll be very clear. I've been single for the last 6 months. We have been trying to identify what that looks like, closing one chapter and figuring out what it's like to be friends again. I've been very specific about my boundaries. I've been very specific about where we stand as friends. Go date anybody you want. I'm going to date when I'm ready. I am emotionally unavailable to you, and I'm physically unavailable to you. Now.
Okay, you want to know something? I just noticed something. He has a tell, and he's a liar, because I noticed that every time he said something, his eyes would go up to the right and then rotate to the left. I told you I'm a body linguist. Shout out to Wendy Williams. That's how I learned all that stuff. I noticed his eyes kept going up and rotating back and forth whenever he would say something. So I don't think that he was being entirely truthful in what he was saying. But let's continue.
I went to New Orleans. I booked my room at Four Seasons on Booking.com.
Yeah.
And didn't realize that the card I'm using which also ends in the same 3 last numbers, was tied to something that we booked several months ago. No harm, no foul. We're talking $900. Stop it. While I'm in New Orleans for a funeral, my really good 25 plus year friend who passed away, I spent time with his family. I extended my stay because I needed time to reset. So I get a call yesterday. Hey, did you stay at Four Seasons? Yeah, I did.
Wait, so you couldn't have stayed with the friend? If you're going to extend your situation with a friend because they're going through some things, you couldn't have just stayed up in their house? Like, there's enough rooms in Atlanta, trust and believe, that you could stay up in somebody's house instead of spending a lot of time on, in a hotel room. And I don't know how you don't notice, even if, look, I'm very anal when it comes to my cards. So, yeah, it could probably have the same net numbers or whatever, but how do you even have, first of all, how does it even have, like, physical ties to Tamar's card? Like, how do you even have that in your presence?
In fact, I extended. I gave them my card and everything's good. Why? What's up? Oh, well, I got a call about some chick who used my card at Four Seasons. I said, that's not possible. This is funny. Ha ha ha. What are you talking about? Well, I thought we can friends. We can talk about it, but this is laughable. I didn't stay with anybody at the Four Seasons. I'm not seeing anybody. Wasn't on a date. None of that. If I was, you're my friend. What do I have to hide about that? I'll just say cooler heads didn't prevail. And next thing you know, I'm on her story and I'm being accused of things which are just blatantly not true.
Okay, so y'all got enough of that. Now let's go over and travel to Miss Tamar Esteem Braxton, where she told her side of the story. See what she had to say.
Hey, everybody. I know I said that I will not be speaking out anymore, but people be waiting for you to speak out so they can figure out what the hell they're going to say and how they're going to look, because everybody knows that that's what that person cares about. And I just want to be very clear on nobody stopped the relationship with me. I stopped the relationship with them. I blocked that person. I blocked that person on social media. And I only called that person to find out about my credit card being used. Now, everybody knows that let's not play stupid, okay? I don't go to bookings.com. I don't even really kind of know, what that is or what's that about, right? I use my physical card.
That was a read.
Reservations is through, I have a touring company, so we have our own travel agency. And so I'll go through that, or I'll go through my American Express, right? Where I physically use my card. So we're not going to pretend that, so I'm not going to pretend like, they got our credit cards mixed up because I thought you were single 6 months ago. We weren't. So which one we doing?
Hold on, next clip.
Person told me right over here at the St. Regis, I want you to be a part of my birthday. Now, if you seeing this, that, and the other, why you want me to come? Now, y'all got to realize, now the man didn't say the status of our relationship. At that time, we were very much married. Very much married. So I am thinking that, I am pouring into my marriage that is troubled, that, I want, because I love my kids. I love my family. I love you. You know that. You just said you love me. So now all of a sudden, now we not, okay. So I'm pretending and I'm delusional and I made all of this stuff up. Okay. Now, and let's just be clear. I didn't ask myself. I didn't ask myself to no birthday parties. This person told me right over here at the St. Regis, I want you to be a part of my birthday. Now, if you seeing this, that, and the other, why you want me to come? Now, y'all got to realize, now the man didn't say the status of our relationship. At that time, we were very much married. Very much married. So I am thinking that, I am pouring into my marriage that is troubled, that, I want, because I love my kids. I love my family. I love you. You know that. You just said you love me. So now all of a sudden, now we not, okay. So I'm pretending and I'm delusional and I made all of this stuff up. Okay. Now, and let's just be clear. I didn't ask myself. myself to no birthday parties.
Okay. So there you have that. Tamar's out here saying her side. He said his side. It's a whole hot ass mess. But you want to know something, Tamar? Y'all really, you and all y'all sisters is fucked up, even down to Toni Braxton. Like, we already know she got a damn type where she goes in and she's messing with God. What is it? The orc from Lord of the Rings. Birdman. That's a ugly. Well, anyway, let's stay on track. I don't know how anybody can have that breathing on them every night. Funny enough, I did not know this until I did watch the Chronicle Speaks video. This is her third marriage. She was married to somebody before she got with Teddy Ruxpin, aka Vincent Herbert. Vincent V. Herbert, as she used to call him. So they just messy over there. And I blame Evelyn, because all your daughters is fucked up, especially when it comes to the tumultuous relationship they've been in, and why it's like, oh yeah, it's easy for them to get a man, but it's just messy when it comes down to the marriage. And I need y'all to stop with this whole, y'all all out here playing with your relationships, playing with your marriages, not taking your vows and shit seriously. And it's like, I feel like he gaslights. She, according to if you watch the Chronicle Speaks video, there was a guy that was in a relationship with Tamar, says that she is she's physically and emotionally abusive. This is his story. And he goes and says, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't say I wouldn't be surprised, but he kind of implied that maybe JR was getting paws put on too. And it's like, you can't speak for other people's relationships. Stick to your alleged experience with her and speak on that. Don't sit and try to pull other people into stuff and make it seem like, oh yeah, she probably was putting hands on somebody else. If that was what she was doing, that's between him and her. And if they want to bring people into the whole case, but then again, we know how the judicial system and how society feels about when women put hands on abused men versus when men do it to women. Automatically, we get, destroyed if a man goes and pushes back on a woman. And rightfully so. But if a woman does it, y'all need to be held to the same damn standard. So that was the other part. And then I saw one person said, not Tamar Braxton having a marriage lasting longer than Kim Kardashian's 72 days, but only 61 days of marriage to, that man. Getting the email, the divorce was final while vacationing with him is embarrassing. And it's like, yeah, that's another thing too, as well. She keeps embarrassing herself with him. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you a damn fool. And I don't know if people have that kind of empathy for her anymore. And, some people saying maybe the reason why she had them struggle vocals over at the Global Black Pride in Atlanta was because, Colonel Sanders done put that spell on her. And then she also said in the video, oh yeah, you making it seem like you was laying pipe or whatever the case was, and the sex was all that great. That's always the go-to read with a lot of you women. Y'all always want to put down a man anatomy or how they put it down in the bedroom when a man piss y'all off. That's always y'all go-to. Just like men always talk about y'all vagina be smelling when they're married, but it wasn't smelling when you put your face down there. So a lot of, when it comes to the gender roles, a lot of y'all got y'all typical lazy reads that y'all go to as a clapback. So anyway, let's take let's saunter our behinds over to the Chronicle Speaks video, courtesy of Twitter, so we can play that.
These two were joined in holy matrimony on February 4th, 2024, and they were married by Tamar's friend of 30 years, Bishop Eusebio Phelps.
I've been friends for over 30 years, one of my best friends. We really never lost contact in 30 years.
At the time when they applied for their marriage license, Tamar had currently had 2 marriages and 2 divorces, and Jeremy had had 1. The couple attended at least 6 hours of qualifying premarital education with board-certified psychologist Dr. Justin D'Orenzio on January 11th, 2024, and this session included instruction involving marital issues, which may include but not be limited to conflict management, communication skills, financial responsibilities, child and parenting responsibilities, and extended family roles. So the two were off to a good start, and then boom, 61 days into the marriage, it was over.
This is my man. Everybody talking about my man. My man. Show me and let people dead hoe.
Jeremy filed for divorce on April 5th, 2024, and according to this petition for divorce without minor children, the couple were married on February 4th, 2024 in Smyrna, Georgia, and the parties separated on or about March 21st, 2024. The reasons for the divorce is irreconcilable differences, and the parties can no longer live together, and there is no hope for reconciliation.
Now, y'all know I got a little boo, whatever, right? We ain't gonna talk too much, we don't put too much on it because we don't know what that you want about it. I just decided I'm going whatever the fuck you want. You feel me? You say we together, we together. You outside, I'm outside.
In the settlement agreement between JR and Tamar, it says separate living. The parties may and shall at all times hereafter live and continue to live separate and apart. Each shall be free from interference, authority, and control, direct or indirect, by the other. Y'all know JR is an attorney and he represented himself in this case. What I took this part as, I'm going to be outside and you can go outside. I'm not going to bother you and you don't bother me. She is to keep her cars, her real estate, her financial accounts, her furnishing, and he is to do the same. Now, neither one of them can apply for alimony because the marriage only lasted 61 days. She is to pay her own attorney fees, and of course, I guess he will pay himself since he's
representing himself. So basically, we could just stop it there. Y'all got enough. Y'all want to see the rest of the video? Like I said, I will link Chronicle Speaks' entire episode of this whole breakdown and deep dive in the comment, like not in the comments, and on the YouTube once the live is done. But yeah, it's a whole mess. Tamar, stop getting married. Figure out what you want with yourself. JR, you need to go over there and gaslight another black woman because you're a mess. And then last but certainly not least, we got the video of the girl who allegedly was the one that Tamar accused of messing with her man on her credit card, on her dime, I should say. And here's what she had to say, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk.
On Tuesday, this woman made some very, very false accusations against me and who you guys call the KFC man. They're untrue. Have never met this man in my life. This woman has called me a tramp, the infamous tramp. And she's insinuating that I have been having relations with her husband. I don't know what it is. I didn't know anything about a marriage. To my knowledge, nobody else knew. I don't know. Jeremy getting on Tuesday live and addressing the fact that none of this was true obviously wasn't enough for this woman to clear this whole situation up. So I am here to do so, along with telling the real truth about this gentleman who is trying to play what I feel is both sides. She's saying that this charge right here was made on the 30th August, which she claims that he was at the Four Seasons with me. False. And I'm going to show you guys why that is false. Before I start showing these screenshots, I do want to say, Jeremy, sir, you have to be quicker than that. You tried to clean house of like previous DMs that you've sent live and addressing the fact that none of this was true. Obviously, with me multiple times, calling yourself, sending, not getting a response, deleting it, and then sending again. And now that all of this has blown up, you try to get rid of them. So I'm going to show them. When this situation happened, I did message him and I said, not sure what you and your fiance have going on, but this is absolutely absurd. You and I both know that there's no truth to this. We've never met before. This is also defamation as well. I would definitely clear this up with her. If I were you, she has no clue the mistake she just made. And as you guys can see, I sent this to him. This is a screenshot of the message I sent him. Open to accepting that apology, because at the end of the day, the damage is already done. And she did what she did. That's something she should have done at the very beginning before, me multiple times taking this to social media. Now you have this woman on social media, posting scriptures today. Like, ma'am,
Scriptures.
It's a little too late. We're not going to bring the good Lord into this, and yeah, we're just not going to do that.
Okay, so there you have it. The woman who was accused of not closing her legs to a married man spoke out. But the people in the comments said referring to him by his name and to Tamar as that/this woman tells me everything I need to know. I guess you saying she a lie. Another person said, we is grieving rich homie Quan. Yeah, because he passed away from an OD. We is grieving rich homie Quan right now. We don't care about this foolishness. Another person said, and I found that out when I was at work yesterday about to work a concert. And they said this man has shown himself time and time again to be for the streets. I mean, be with the shits. Not for those streets. You be trying to do street behavior, but sir, it ain't working. Like, you trying so hard to be like this hustler type of, player type of thing. And it's just you just looking like the fool. Another person, I try to listen, but she talking too slow. You want to know something? No shame, but I was thinking that. I'm like, girl, if you don't put some energy into what you saying, there's like all that money, all that energy you put in them implants, because the veins are veining on them titties. You should have put a little energy and sit into your presentation of this conversation. 36 slides and you saying nothing. Thank Tamar for your 15 minutes and stay quiet. The other person put, she's right, but at the end of the day, I'm tired of people acting like Tamar is not a whole legend out here. Said she not. Tamar too old for, yeah, at her big age, girl, you pushing 50. You 47 years old. Had to think about it for a second. Yeah, she's 47. You are out here doing this foolishness. You really need to be putting energy into your career, what you do in reality TV, in music, and all the other stuff, and focus less energy on this buffoonery, because you always get with these men and it always turns out to be a hot ass mess. So Tamar, focus on your mental health, your well-being, your career, your son, and stop embarrassing yourself with the foolishness of this man. Once y'all sign, seal, deliver this divorce, you move on. Because this relationship was doomed from the beginning. And I do feel like JR, like we were saying earlier, when we was talking in one of the previous shows, like when I was talking about Halle Berry and Olivier, it's like, yeah, Olivier was famous in his own right, but he saw a gold mine when he got with Halle. And I feel like it's the same way with JR. JR, yeah, you were an attorney and you pop in and very well known in Atlanta, according to him in his interview with Carlos King. But when it comes down to it, there's nothing like fame. Why do you think a lot of these people go on them housewife shows or whatever? It's like, oh yeah, y'all popular in your own right, but there's no fame like celebrity fame, TV fame. And him getting famous off the back of being on that stupid ass Queen's Court show, which I did hear is coming on with a season 2 with new women. Can you imagine if they came out what they did season 3 if Tamar decides to go back and find love again? Y'all gonna laugh at her in the comments? I can see it now. That's what I was saying, because I need to wrap up this story. What do y'all think of this story? Are y'all tired of Tamar shenanigans? Do you not feel sorry for her? Let me know in the comments down below. Or what you think she should do to get, right. Get a good man, Savannah. A good man. He got the therapy script down, boo. Okay. Well, what do you call it? It's like, he a lawyer. They good at articulating their bullshit and selling, shoveling shit and putting icing on it and selling to y'all as a cake. You said Tony catching strays. Well, I'm sorry, I love me some Tony Michelle Braxton, but she had to catch that stray. Tolerating abuse for some KFC bussy. And he's an attorney. Mm-hmm. Well, they accept anything down in Atlanta, apparently. Tolerating abuse with some KFC. Oh, yeah, I did read that. That said, I get the Get Out reference now. Okay, that's what I said. Get Out. He do give a little bit of Jeffrey Dahmer. But anyway, we got 2 more topics to be done with today's show. So now let's talk about Miss Willem, who is speaking out about whether or not she would join All Stars. Now, RuPaul's Drag Race icon Willem has yet addressed the possibility of an All Stars return, and it's not looking good. Now, Willem made history, as you know, in 2012 during her 4th ever season of now global phenomenon RuPaul's Drag Race, when she became the first ever competitor to be unceremoniously booted from the show because she had broke the rules and all that other stuff. Apparently, she said that she had invited, like her husband thought she was doing some horror movie. She had lied. He followed her to a hotel. She was doing conjugal visits. It was a whole bunch of mess. But the story has changed so many damn times. And I do have the receipt because, there was one time that Leslie Jones, who you know is a huge fan of Drag Race, wanted to know, what did Willem do? So though the show claimed that she was receiving conjugal visits via the back door, we know what conjugal visits from her partner at the time, Willem has since revealed that there were other reasons she was asked from the production, and has since fallen further out of favor with RuPaul and production company World of Wonder. Now, speaking on Drag Race Recap Podcast, Race Chasers, yeehaw! With All Stars winner Alaska, Willem has doubled down on her stance that it really is too late to apologize. I do love that song, though. Willem on All Stars win, Alaska joked, to which Willem said they don't have the balls. Now, replying to Alaska's suggestion to patch up the relationship with World of Wonder, Willem emphasized there was never a friendship, girl. It's not me who decides that. Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, I saw, I'll bring that up after the show, but hold on, let me finish. Okay, so it says also that she continued, shall I send them some chocolates? It's chocolate. Remember that stupid thing they was doing with Drag Race at one point? They would think the flowers had poison in them. A muffin basket, they would think I had dynamite in them. Alaska T, start prepping so you can get on All Stars for our viewers and our listeners. Now, Willem has also claimed previously that she was cast in the first season of All Stars, but was dropped 40 hours before filming continuing. She again mentioned the situation. It is not in my boat. They tried to get me on twice before, and both times at certain points, they said, no, never mind, we don't want you. Willem has previously given a full account on her on-set shenanigans on Twitter back when it was, well, they said back when it was Twitter, but child, it will always be Twitter, so y'all can kiss my behind on that. So yeah, at one point, and I want to pull that up real quickly because it was like, yeah, what did Willem do? For those of y'all who don't remember. So let's scroll on down because I don't want to play that because the last time I played that clip, I got demonetized. So we can give RuPaul a little second. So it's episode 1, after being first in workroom and watching all the girls do their entrance, Sharon walks in, makes a fool of herself, and then stop everything and let her go again. I asked to do mine again, and they said no. And I said it's either all fair or not fair at all. Production pulled me aside after they told me I wasn't in charge and told me I needed to get out of my head. We were also told not to make eye contact or engage in conversation with Rue, but Matthew later told me the entire staff was told that, and it actually made sense. Saying hi to everyone and making small talk, I guess, ain't her thing, as she's exhausting and was exhausting to her, I guess. Promo shoot day, a PA was cross-chasing and grabbed my ass and flirting with me in Kenya. I told our handler, Chanel, because I thought he was hot and we kiki like that, and she relayed it to Casey, another handler. Well, Casey got all mad and reported him, and he got moved to duties that didn't involve direct queen interaction. Were they messy over there? She also said episode 2 offered showrunner Chris McKim some hand sanitizer, and as he rubbed, I told him I got it at the store last night when I went with 2 other girls. We were supposed to be sequestered in our rooms because production had provided us with stuff after we gave them money for shit we needed that they didn't have. And Untucked, I complained about them emotionally exploiting Jiggly on the anniversary of her mom's passing. She was having a bad day and they exasperated it, and I called the producers, Jen and Steven, out on it. I was told by Steven that if I didn't like it, I was told by Steven, I should say, that if I didn't like it, I could leave. So I did. It stunned them. I went into an adjoining room and Jen followed to get me to come back. I said no, explaining why I felt they were manipulating Jig with messages from home from her brother on a specific day like that, and she actually listened. Good producing, but at what cost? So Jen asked me to come back in. I said only if Steven apologizes. Steven enters and gives half-hearted apology to get me back in the room. Accent. He's a Brit. Made everything he said sound cunty, but I went back in. Episode 3. After being released from set at 10 a.m., our handler was given $75 cash to feed 12 men. $75 to feed 12 people? A staff member named Heather also called Latrice La Something and walkie, and I heard it and I thought it was racist as fuck. So I told Latrice and she was lit. Chad, me, and Latrice refused to get in the van because $75 divided by 12 men wasn't even enough for Taco Bell, which was the only place open at that hour where we were being housed. So they brought us back to set and we yelled at production for not knowing our names and treating us like shit. There were never vegan or non-dairy food options for me and Sharon. That was one of the things we gave them money to get for us with a list. And they wouldn't let us smoke when we wanted. Heather was the same lady who tried to pick glass out of Shangela's back with tweezers after the Christmas at which she had broken ornament glass embedded in her back from lip syncing and shablamming and wanted to avoid the hospital visit and paperwork. She was the worst. They said also pit crew wheels out a table laden with breakable shit, glass stuff that we're told to run at it. I asked if we're going to lock the wheels down and for a safety meeting, they said no. It's funny how she's coming with all this union labor stuff, but when you non-union, y'all don't know anything about this because you're not on set. But being that Willem is a union actor, she knows all the things that they should be doing on set. They're not doing it. So she said, they said no. So 6 of us run for it. Stuff crashes to the ground as it rolls away as we scrap for shit, and Kenya cuts her leg and bleeds as a result, yet I'm the difficult one. Episode 4, I had my hairdresser come and blow my hair out. Outside contract was verboten, but I used to pay phone in the lobby. A few girls had mall across the street a lot. Not technically allowed, but one of our handlers was cool, and our other nighttime PA sold us weed because he grew, actually. Well, I don't think it was legal in California at the time. And they said episode 6, try to mop some Iron Fist shoes. And a ostrich feather fan was also drunk as fuck and got out of my boat after I was specifically told not to. Stole a pillow from Interior Illusions Lounge for the seat of my boat. I went and cut it out when they said they were throwing our boots out because I knew I was trade out. It was trade out product they had to give back. Then she also said on the side, she said there's a time they booked me for All Stars 1 and canceled me 40 hours before filming, but after I canceled 3 weeks worth of work in June during Pride season, wrote a song about it. Like to hear it go. And that was Apologize. So yeah, there was a lot of drama that incurred that happened at the time where she basically spilled to Leslie Jones. And I guess, Leslie Jones heard what she heard and continues to interact with Drag Race because I guess it's not affecting her in a way. But also, that ain't the first time because remember, over the summer this year, she was escorted out of DragCon and was and basically revealed what had happened and everything that was going behind the scenes, how the people had her escorted out. She was like, I don't even have a booth here. I'm coming to it's an open space. I should be allowed to walk around. And trust and believe, outside of Willem, I've been to DragCon and I've seen other people who have had accusations and have said some shit, excuse me, about Drag Race that have walked the floors of DragCon and they weren't kicked out. But apparently because Willem is the most outspoken and tends to make probably lots of money from, Race Chaser and talking about Drag Race, they don't like it. Because she's painting this picture, and it's because RuPaul for the whatever their situation is over Matthew Anderson. So, and back in 2018, they had the big fight over Matthew, where she was saying why aren't you coming to visit him at the hospice and that sort of thing. So also they said when she went on David's Out for a Good Time podcast, she said she lives her life, I live mine. We don't interact much, although I did yell at her in the street last week. So, and I've had some people when I've told about Willem said that, she be out here gaslighting and bullying RuPaul, whatever the case is, and then she kind of like just pokes the bear. But I'm like, look, people aren't beyond reproach. I don't care what your celebrity status is. And look, Willem, you got your own thing going. You're about to do your own reality competition show, Darkroom Duel, over there on Out TV. So you go over there, you do your stripper show, and do what you got to do. And I guess we'll keep talking. So I say all this to say, for those of you who weren't familiar with the whole Willem All Stars situation coming back to Drag Race, I don't see Willem coming back to Drag Race. There's too much baggage with that show. And I feel like the best revenge will be the success that you have on this Darkroom Duel show. So while I would love to see Willem on Drag Race, it ain't never going to happen. Especially if Rue and Willem are going to have to interact with each other on camera. So it'll be a cold day in hell before that situation actually becomes a thing. So I would be curious to hear what you guys think of this story. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Now, I just saw a story that it said that Brooklyn Heights is joining. And, Brooklyn Heights, wait. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually Marlene Verga is going to be on The Traitors, but it's The Traitors Canada. So I guess congratulations to her. But I'm like, why didn't, I would love to see Brooklyn Heights on there. So yeah, I just saw that. So shout out to them. But yeah, I don't see Willem coming back to Drag Race ever. He said, no shade to Willem. She's one of my faves, but we know how she feels about them and how they feel about her. So why she continue to bring it up? Yeah, I do agree. Paid at this point. It's just like, you know what? You can continue to spill your tea and reveal things about Drag Race. If you want to be like the anti-Drag Race podcast that you do over at Race Chasers, then continue to do that. But if you want to have a future doing like being on Drag Race, that's not going to happen. As long as you continue to talk, look, you already know how the politics of this industry is. If you continue to talk shit about a certain program, they're not going to invite you on the show to be a part of it. So why continue? Why want to be a part of that? Just go do your own thing. Like I said, you can get the best revenge by having success with this Darkroom Duel show. The same way, like, we're about to go into season 6 of Dragula. I just saw the announcement yesterday with the poster, of the Boulay brothers. The new season is going to kick off the first, what is it, October 1st? I think. Well, it might be, it may actually be October. Yeah, it might be October 1st, I think. Because it comes on every Monday, right? So Dragula's about to come back next month. I actually thought they were going to air it earlier and then have the finale on Halloween, which I think would have been smart. But they want to keep the momentum. I was like, okay, we're just going to keep doing the show in October and then end it by Christmas. Okay, so now let's move on to our final topic. Let's talk about NLE Choppa, who said he's coming out, but didn't give us no information as to what he's coming out of. What is he coming out of? I'm coming out. He wants the world to know. So we do have, I'm gonna go to his Instagram where he had a carousel. Well, I would have to say he was looking good in this outfit. I was liking this. I like the little fishnet top. I do like the shorts, although you need to pull them up. I even kind of like those sneakers that he got on. They look like moon boots, but they look way more interesting than those ugly ass Kanye shoes. So rapper NLE Choppa has told fans that he was coming out, but without any additional context, leaving them confused about whether he was announcing that he is, who you doing? Now, posted on Twitter on Thursday, what I went on his Instagram. Excuse me. It said Choppa shared 2 photos of himself that appear to be zoomed in mirror selfies, one which showed only his upper body and the other full length. One of my friends was sending that stuff to me too. I said, is he out here thirst trapping? So anyway, let's continue. Alongside the pictures he wrote, I'm coming out. I'm like, what? In the fashion world? The post has been reviewed more than 15 million times, garnering 124,000 likes and 7,000 comments as fans attempted to work out the meaning. NLE Choppa gay started to trend in Google search as a result. Of course, generally when people say they're coming out, it is used in the context of queer people coming out of the closet. So yes, But also, it could be a lot of things. Are you coming out with new music? Are you coming out with clothing line? Are you like what exactly is it that you're coming out of? And it's cute to be vague if you want to be vague. Because let's look at some of the clothes. I do like that. I had to mute it because I know if you play some music and stuff, I don't know if I like the boxer reveal, but I know it's like you kind of giving, it's kind of like giving the look that Offset wishes he could pull off, but he just be looking foolish. And then we have this look here where it's like, I do like the blue pants and the white shirt. It's giving very much like this whole 70s look. And then he's got the little earring with the pearl necklace or whatever. Ooh, I love a pearl. I'm sure he likes a pearl necklace. So I kind of like these overall looks. So I'm wondering if, based off of some of these looks, is NLE getting in the fashion game? I like some of these looks with him, like the tiny muscle shirt and then the baggy pants. Like I like that look. Like that is a look that I would actually rock. I kind of like this style. So I do wonder if it kind of falls in that space. And I know like the timing of this about it being he's coming out as gay. He just did Global Black Pride out in Atlanta, which I already knew he was doing. I told you he and I share publicists. So a friend of mine, Shay, represents him. And we had this conversation the other day because she had sent me something in our she texted me something and she was basically like we had gone back and forth because she was saying like, well, I already knew that he's an ally. I said, girl, we had a whole conversation. Then we talked about this the other day. We had a whole conversation about how he was, he went on the Zach Sang show and he was somebody he's an ally and all this other stuff. So and then she was like, yeah, I was just on the phone with his mother for 3 hours the night before. So she and I do need to catch up because there's something that she and I are working on that I don't want to spill just yet. But anyway, so I'm liking this whole thing with him. But if he's getting into the fashion space, I would be here for that because I feel like guys really need to take into account, their overall look and getting into the fashion world and finding like different cool things for guys to wear. I don't feel like men get dressed up enough. So I do like when, there should be options for guys to kind of like play around in different looks and things of that nature. Child, not fat rabbit killer up in the comments. If you know, you know. So, and then it says at Paper Magazine. So there could be a hint there. Maybe he has a spread coming out in Paper Magazine that he's referring to. So yeah, if you leave it vague, that is that's a smart thing to do marketing wise. If you're going to do like a whole promotional strategy, you want to be vague in certain things you say because you're going to get people speaking. This boy is you not gay. Do y'all not know how to speak proper English? They said this hardcore gay baiting is not needed. And I did say that to a friend of mine that also sent this to me in a group chat. I was like, you know what? I love the fact that NLE is windmilling hard for the gays and is showing his allyship. And we definitely need a lot of allies in the business, especially if you play in the hip hop space. That's why I was like, if the Chris Browns or so many of the others, the Trey Songz or Ushers or whatever would come, and Tyrese or all of y'all will come out for supporting the gay community, you would get a lot of those. First of all, you would get a lot of love for the community. And number two, you'd be able to accumulate some coins beyond what you're already doing. Even though Chris Brown already successful in his own right, Usher's successful in his own right, but it would be nice if a lot of y'all will follow that space of you supporting the community doesn't mean that you're queer. But I did say that it does come across as like, okay, we get that you're an ally. We love that you're an ally. We love that you go hard and you windmill for us. But in so many ways, it does feel like you're pandering a bit. So pull back. But then again, some people say, do y'all even own the word I'm coming out? I see Bobby Lights in the comments. Oh, come on now. Come on, underwears. He is packing down there. You know how them skinny ones are. Let's keep going. Oh, is that a harness? How you doing? I'm trying to see what's the name of what does it say on the arms? Kind of a cute look. It got Armani child. I told you he packing. You know them skinny ones. You gotta watch out for them. Paper Magazine, the legs is legging. I definitely am loving those shoes. I'm paying attention more to the shoes than anything. But anyway, let me go back to my favorite picture before I signed off, because I was like, I'm really digging this. I'm really digging this outfit. This one right here. I like this one. I don't know if I'll wear those boots. Like, those are like cowboy boots. I'll probably put on some Doc Martens or something or another with this overall look. I would have thought sneakers, but I'm like, no, sneakers, not with no baggy bell bottom, not with pants that kind of have like a whole bell bottom thing. I would go for because that would secure my feet way more. Like, some people said that they feet be hurting wearing Doc Martens. Not me. I love Doc Martens. I got a pair of maroon ones, which I was like, these are cute or whatever. I might start wearing those over the summer. So anyway, I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do y'all think that that he was being vague because it was a promotional thing? I do not think that NLE Chopper is gay. I don't even think he's bi. I do believe he loves vagina. And I love the fact that he's showing support for the community, but I was like, yeah, it does feel a little gay baiter-ish with the whole situation. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of this story. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so he said he announced it today. He's coming out with a new single. Okay, so I didn't keep up with what it was. So it's like you keeping up with a new single, and he was promoting, because I know Slut Me Out Too got all the all the queers hyped. And I do love that song. Somebody told me they didn't even know he came out with a part. So I'm like, where you been? So and I knew there were some people that watched the show. They were like, they don't even know who NLE Chopper is. I better keep y'all ear to the street. How you think I be maintaining my youth? I gotta keep up with everything out here. So So yeah, I was like, he's coming out with music. It said that he added Paper Magazine, so I'm sure he's got a spread coming out as well, and he gave us a taste of it. And Christina Aguilera just did a issue of Paper Magazine. I like Paper Magazine. I've always been a fan of like their shoots and everything in the clothes, and I like those type of clothes. Like I told you, a lot of the looks that he had up in there, I would definitely rock that. He was a little too skinny. Like, you need a little muscle. I mean, he's like skinny muscular. But I like a little, you need a little more fat on that bone. That's what I was thinking. But anyway, you can take that out. Because we are at the end of the show. I think my YouTube allows like super chats, super stickers, all that other stuff. Y'all want to send some my way, please do. I need some money. Also, do yourself do me a solid. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Crystal Blanc Unfiltered if you haven't already. I want to thank you all for tuning into today's show. I'm thinking I may do a show on Sunday because I'm going to be pretty busy on Monday, and I want to give you all a show on Monday. I think I have to re-judge up on my work training stuff. So I'm probably not going to be able to do a show on Sunday. So, I mean, Monday. So I'm probably going to do a show the day before, depending if there's some juicy stuff coming out. I might come on over the weekend. But thank you all for who was in the comments throughout today's show, who was commenting, chiming in, all that good stuff. I appreciate and love every last one of y'all. Thank you for the people who have been helping subscribe to the channel, who's been discovering it, who's helped grow the channel, and all the people who were supporting my Timothy Champagne video. Because I saw, like, since I last looked, and I haven't been able to look because, I'm live, almost 8,000 people have already, liked, viewed. There's hundreds of comments. I be trying to comment to as much of them as I can, but I don't always get the alert. So every time I'll take a gander over and I do respond. So a lot of people be having a lot to say when it comes to the bisexuals, and the homosexuals, and all the sexuals that's going on. So I definitely appreciate all of that, with the fact that y'all support a lot of my videos, particularly ones when I be talking about, how you doing, corn? Because, we can't say the other word. So I definitely appreciate a lot of y'all who have been supporting everything that I do, the live video, watching the videos afterwards, who support, who like, who do all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll be back over the weekend. Let me get off of here because I'm getting hungry. Lord, I don't know why I'm torturing myself, but I'm probably going to, because I have to work again tomorrow. I got a show to do, not the Nicki Minaj. I had to call out of that one. But I have another event that I have to be at, so I'm not going to be able to do Nicki's Pink Friday 2 show tomorrow. So, I'm gonna try to catch up on some stuff because I gotta be out early tomorrow. I know there's a lot of shows, a lot of movies, Drag Race, Global All Stars. You know, I'm already 4 episodes in. I might as well commit to the end, so that way y'all don't have to, and I'll just have to tell y'all how bad it is every time I come over one here. So yeah, love you all for watching. Let me get off of here, and until next time, ciao, darlings.